Hello, wrestling fans, and welcome to Wrestling Gab. That's Delita. I am Travis. It is Monday. That means it's time for Monday Night Football, the World Series. There's a basketball game on. Some brutality going on. Oh, wait, that's wrestling. That's what you're all here for.
Wrestling.
That Raw thing. That 3-hour program that they play every Monday since, like, the early 90s.
What?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. They might have done it not on a Monday once.
Lies.
Because there's the dog show. But they don't do that anymore.
I think they put the dog show on a completely different station.
NBC doesn't own it anymore.
I have no idea. Anyways, we do have people in the chat tonight. Hey, everybody. How was your weekend? And how'd your Monday go? We got Sophie, Walter, Aoife's with us. Robert Warney is also with us. Hey, guys. Good to see you tonight. Walter says, hey to both of us. Hello. Sophie asks, how was our weekend? And happy Halloween Eve. Weekend was good.
This is Halloween.
Watched you a boxing match on Saturday that was
a very weird boxing.
Weird, but it happened.
Very surprising.
And stuff. Walter says there's good matches tonight on Raw.
Yeah.
Sophie also mentions the Creed brothers and Ivy Nile are sharing their main roster call-up tonight. Sophie also says the Miz is rumored to turn face again. They did it before and it didn't work. Sophie says, I wonder what Travis and Daphne or Delita are going to dress up as for Halloween Eve.
Nothing.
Ourselves.
We're not cool.
Dressed up as wrestling fans.
Those weird people that watch this sport.
Aoife says, thank God our clocks went back, so now I can be here at 12 instead of 1 for a few days. For a few, just a couple weeks.
Yeah, ours changes pretty soon, too, and that'll screw you up.
Sophie says, I'm confused. Daylight savings time happening this weekend, or did it happen already?
It's on the 5th. Don't worry. That's other countries do it on different days.
Yeah, it's not happening until
the 5th.
Next weekend.
I think it's the 4th or 5th, whatever that
I thought
is.
it was the next weekend, but whatever.
It's not.
It's not, though.
Alexa,
I thought
when
it
does
was
daylight
until
savings time
11th.
end?
In the United States, daylight saving time started on March 12, 2023 and will end on November 5th, 2023.
November 5th. Robert says, hey, what's good, wrestling fans? Not much. Robert, how was your day? How did you have a good weekend? So he says, yeah, no technical difficulties this time. Not yet. Let's see if we can make it happen. We press this button and that button. Walter's like, boo on the Judgment Day, and Harley is in the chat. Hey, Harley says, hello, everybody. Hey. How was your weekend, Harley? Have a good weekend? So he says, when Raw was preempted by a dog show in the old days, they push it to a different network or time. I don't know. We got Sophie RIPing Matthew Perry, and Walter says Tuesday is WWE NXT Halloween Havoc dress and costumes. Yeah, they're going to dress up. It's their second night. Walter says, rip Matthew Perry, a great actor from Friends. Sophie says Matthew Perry died from drowning in a hot tub. Yeah, Sophie, that's what they want you to think. Walter says, oh, geez, promo, boo. And Harley says, getting ready to watch a Monday Night Raw. Yeah?
What did he know?
Well, considering that he was a very prominent person who went to Epstein's Island a lot, I guess he was going to be giving some evidence and talking to people about that.
Oh, I didn't know any of that.
Yep. So, yeah. Yeah, he's a great guy. You know, we'll forget all about that, though, because he's dead, right? That's what we do. Aoife says our football team got into a championship final last week, but we ended up losing by 2 points. Ah, dang it, 2 points. Man. It's not bad, though. Kept your own pretty good. Robert says, my day has been great. Thanks for asking. Hell yeah. For sure. Walter says, my weekend was good. I played tennis and getting candy out for Tuesday. Yeah? Travis got our candy out, too. He was all excited. He opened all the boxes and chucked them in a thing.
What'd I do?
Oh, Walter is getting ready for Tuesday by getting all the candy out. But I said that you did the same thing. You got the candy out and chucked it in a bucket.
And I got in trouble.
Well, when you dumped it from there to the new one, that I was like, here, use this one. It might be easier. You might have broken the Butterfingers. You have to be gentle with Butterfinger. Anyways, Ravi's in the chat now. He says, yes, yes. What are we yesing about? And Sophie says, another actor gone too soon. And Aoife says, we still went out and celebrated anyway. It's been a long 10 months. Haha. Well, you know, if it was your last game for your championship, you made it to the final championship. And even though you may have lost, yeah, nothing wrong with celebrating a little bit. Harley says, Monday Night Football, Detroit Lions versus Vegas. Ah, you're watching MNF. P. Cola says, what's new, Gab Gang? Not much. P. Cola, how was your weekend? Did you have a good one? Oh my God, we're sick of hearing him talk.
So sick of hearing it.
Walter says, okay, at 9:05 I'm going, but I'll be here Wednesday, 8 p.m. Still in chat. And Chris Connie's in the chat saying, hey, Travis. Hey, Chris.
Hello.
Gregory Wyndham in the chat says, Monday Night Raw is going hard tonight.
Yeah,
Is it because they have Dom on there? Is that why? Sophie says, I watched a few episodes of Friends last night to honor Matthew Perry. And Walter says, now Sami Zayn will talk. Pickle's like, interesting. Raiders versus Lions tonight. Robbie says, what's good, D? Travis, did you say tick when the treaters knocked on the door? Well, we haven't had any
last
trick-or-treaters.
year, yes.
Because it's not Halloween yet.
Yeah, ours don't come until the actual day.
For you, it's Halloween day right now, even though it's morning time. But for us, it's still the day before. Pickle says, it was uneventful the way I like it. It's true. Oh my God, the old man was crying. Ugh.
Is he really talking like that on purpose? That's how he talks.
He's a weirdo right now. Gregory Wyndham says, where is my Raiders at? Oh.
They're coming out. Looks like the Lions coming out first, though. Well, they're old. Is that like a throwback? Are they in
I don't know.
Detroit?
I don't know if they are or not. They
Raiders
might be.
look like they're in their old jerseys, but their old jerseys could look like their new jerseys. I don't know.
I don't know either. Chris says, my boy Gunter is going to be on Ms. TV tonight. And Robbie says, so if it's Tuesday for me, am I living in the future? Yes. Sophie says, we have 7 matches for Crown Jewel announced. What's happened already, Rafi? Tell me. What should I make sure I prepare for? Walter says, Sammy, calm down. Eva's like, OMG, it's Halloween. I forgot. Just seen the date. Yeah. It's Halloween for you too, Eva. You were also in the future. Ooh, the numbers.
With McDowell.
Oh, goody gumdrops, Damien. Pickle's like to know if I'm going over to the neighbors for Halloween. Everyone got the junk, scratchy throat and stuff. Ew, got the ick. They got the ick.
Got smicking.
So he says, I wonder what will open the pay-per-view on Saturday afternoon. Robbie says, oh, D, you're pretty secure living in the not too distant future.
Or not too distant past. That's us to them.
Yeah. I'm good, I guess. Harley's like, yes, Travis, they're at home tonight. Looks like it with a sea of blue out there. Oh, yeah, because everybody wants backup of Ricochet. Fantastic.
More Ricochet. More Ricochet. Need less Ricochet.
Walter says, Jamie versus Sammy tonight. Cool. Chris says, Sammy, you did this before with Bloodline. Now with Judgment Day, these factions aren't going anywhere. Robbie says, D, don't give me the ick. I don't want it. No, you need to talk to Pico about that. He's got people around there that's got the ick. Sophie says, this is the go-home show for Crown Jewel.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's setting anything up as of yet. Rhea has a match against like 4 other women.
Yeah. 4 other women.
4.
4.
Is she going to walk away as champion?
Probably.
I don't
Considering who she's going up against.
I don't see any of those other women being champion. Zoe's garbage. Nia's okay, but she just came back, so I don't think they'll put it on her. Rack Rod had her shot, and they didn't give it to her, so she'll get screwed over. Who's the other one? Who am I missing? There's one more woman.
Shayna?
Oh, Shayna Baszler. And Shayna will probably be the one that gets the count. Like, she'll be the one that gets the loss. Would be my guess. Oh, no, Zoe would probably be the one that gets the loss.
Yeah, it's a weird gaggle of ladies. Eva says, one of my teachers was in work yesterday at the bar. Had a great bitching session about my old school, which she left for good reasons. Oh, wow.
That's funny.
There you go. So he says, we know this is leading to a War Games match at Survivor Series. Robbie says, oh, Ricochet as a backup, it's like having a chocolate teapot. Now, are you going to be putting hot water in the chocolate teapot, or are you going to put cold water in it and then heat it up on the stove? Because I'm sure either way it will melt, of course, which that's your analogy. It's worthless. It makes no sense.
Right.
And it's worthless. But I mean, you know, how would you go about that? Piggle says, believe me, I ain't got no time for that. Yeah, no time for that. Ick. That's right, bitch. Sophie says they already taped this week's episode of SmackDown already, and Quentin Mitchell's in the chat. Hey, Quentin says, happy birthday to Adam Copeland, a.k.a. Edge.
Yeah,
Robbie
happy
says,
birthday.
at least Raw is on early. That's a bonus. Sophie says, we don't know if Jade will be at the pay-per-view on Saturday. Paramount Plus released a trailer for Good Burger 2 today. Robbie says, haha, D, you know how useless Ricochet is.
Have you ever
You should tell me all about it,
Good
Robbie.
Burger 1?
I have no idea if I guess they must have done
No,
a
I mean,
Good
have
Burger
you ever
movie.
heard of it?
Good Burger? Yes. I've heard of Good Burger because it was a skit on Nickelodeon, I'm pretty sure, back in like the 2000s or 90s. With
Nice.
those weird guys. I couldn't even tell you their names, though.
Penn and Teller?
No. Harley says, I need the Detroit Lions to win tonight so my girlfriend does not choose Halloween costume. Oh, no.
That's funny. I thought he was going to say so she doesn't cheat on me. How you were saying it.
No.
How she choose the costume.
Pickle says, yeah, Americans usually say, it's useless, all effed up like a football bat, Robbie. Robbie's like, Good Burger, I saw that at the cinema when I was a kid, Keenan and Kel. Yeah, Keenan and Kel, that's their names. Thank you, guys. As Piccolo says it also, Keenan and Kel. Yes. They worked at a burger place. It was called Good Burger. I have never seen an episode of it, but I know about it because it would be advertised on Nickelodeon while I was watching other cartoons on the station.
Nice.
Chris says, I've been to a cemetery on Halloween at midnight before. You know, I really don't find cemeteries scary, Chris, so I don't know why anybody else would find it really scary.
Did you see The Great Pumpkin?
No. I don't know if he did either. Did you see The Great Pumpkin?
They don't hang out in cemeteries usually, but it's usually a pumpkin patch, but... Isn't the holiday actually November 1st in reality? All Hallows Eve or whatever.
I don't know.
And we just celebrate it on the 31st because it's cool.
Maybe. So he says, Keenan and Kel also were on all that. And on YouTube this past weekend, I watched old NSYNC concerts.
Oh, wow.
That is a very interesting thing to say. I would have not expected Sophie to be the type of person that would watch old NSYNC concerts, let alone NSYNC concerts at all.
In sync, huh?
Well, there you go. The more you know. Walter says Ricochet for the win. Yeah, I guess.
Are they the one that says, bye, bye, bye? Bye, bye.
I don't know.
I can't remember if that's.
If you talk to my brother, according to him, I loved all of them, even though I have no idea of any of those
Your
songs.
favorite was New Kids on the Block. That's a totally different generation.
Oh, that's good. I don't even
Literally
remember
10
them
years
either.
before.
I couldn't even tell you a song.
The white stuff or the right stuff. The right stuff.
Oh, Jesus. Brandon Stevens in the chat says, Happy Halloween Eve. Yay.
Yeah.
Robbie
for
says,
some.
D, don't tell me that you were a Sabrina the Teenager witch. Never watched it.
Me neither.
I never watched. So I didn't grow up with cable. I didn't see cable or any of that kind of stuff until I was like in my 20s. Sophie says Ricochet versus Dom, interesting match. Brandon says Xia Li versus Candice LeRae. Pico says in the Philippines and along with South America, we celebrate the Day of the Dead.
What day?
What day is the Day of the Dead? Is it Halloween or is it a different day? And Vindicator's in the chat for a second. Says, boo! Oh my God, scared me to death. Delete that and ghost. Now, don't pretend like you weren't scared for just a second. I was totally scared. Scared so much. I went as pale as a sheet.
I was feeding off of her fear, too.
So he was like, it's going to be me. Chris says, yeah, cemetery is scary, but I was on the regular side. But there is also a Catholic side, which had a different vibe and creepy statues, so I wasn't going there.
Our cemetery is so popular, people are dying to get in.
Travis has terrible jokes.
What?
That's
true.
just dumbness. People's like Dia de los Muertos. So it says, I think Sabrina the Teenage Witch is on Paramount Plus and HBO Max.
They have a new one, too. I wouldn't mind
Vindicator
watching.
says, but yeah, it's a Monday. No fun day. So I will see you guys in 48 hours on a better day. Bye-bye. Bye, then. Thanks for stopping in for just a second. Have a good Halloween. Pass out lots of candy to little children. Pico says November 1st. So November 1st, huh? Is the Day of the Dead that's celebrated in the Philippines and South America.
I know a lot of
That's different, though. That's not Halloween or All Hallows Eve.
Right.
It's completely different because All Hallows Eve is a pagan holiday, where the Day of the Dead isn't a pagan holiday.
Maybe All Hallows Eve is Halloween, and it just is the day before of the Day of the Dead. The Eve.
They aren't even related that I know of.
Then why are they the same day, basically?
Not. I was like, New Kids on the Block making songs about nose powder. Oh, jeez. So he says Frasier is on Paramount Plus and Peacock. And Walter says, I like Halloween decorations outside. They're cool. Then December Christmas lights. Yes. Riley says, Dear always pale as a sheet. What's new? Well, that's true. Well, next to your, brownness. I'm sure a lot of people are very pale.
She's pigment challenged.
Pigment challenge?
Although she can tan.
Not really. I'm not really a pigment challenge.
She just doesn't go outside, and so it's hard for her to tan.
Chris says, yeah, Mexican celebrates Day of the Dead and the sugar skulls. Everyone looks like Thunder Rosa. Yes. So he says, I only like the candy for Halloween, and besides that, I don't care about Halloween. Harley says, 5 guys, see you all on Wednesday for Dynamite.
Dynamite.
All right. I guess that's a bye, but bye, Harley.
Bye-bye.
Walter says, I get marked down candy after Halloween. You can find some? That's amazing, because I can never find any. And what I always found is they've marked it up to mark it down, so it's really just the same price as you paid, which is really disgusting. But it is what it is. So it says after tomorrow is where people start to come up with a Christmas list. Chris says, I have my own candies like Hershey's, Kit Kats, Almond Joy, and Reese's. Also bought M&M's and Sour Punch. Robbie says, brownness D with clean way saying I'm colored. Okay.
That's a weird word. Haven't heard in
What?
35
What
years.
would you rather be? You're not pigment challenged? Is that better? Like, dude, seriously. Walter's like, so this weekend, fall back 1 hour clocks?
Yes.
Yes. Pickle says, yeah, gonna wait till the after Halloween sales. So he says, how was that AEW main event this past Saturday, which I heard wasn't a complete sellout ticket-wise? They had something that
I
was
did
that
watch it.
nature?
I kind of watched it half-assed, I guess you could say. I fast-forwarded through a lot of it. Because I watched it yesterday. It was the MJF and Kenny Omega match.
Oh, that's what they're talking about.
Yeah. MJF won, if that helps. He didn't even have the title with him anyway. So if Kenny Omega would have won, what? He just goes and asks Jay White for the title? Like, it wouldn't have made sense. They're playing too many storylines at the same time. It doesn't... Like how... Jay White stole the title.
Mm-hmm.
Because MJF's a terrible champion. And so that... I mean, shit, he wasn't even defending it. He was defending tag team championships and for a secondary brand.
Mm-hmm.
His title run is boring. The best part about it is Jay White, and that's terrible.
It's true. Chris says, where do spooky chicks out? I have no idea. Do they exist?
Spooky chicks?
Spooky.
Some spooky chicks.
Ravi says, oh, do you crack me up? Walter says, AEW Collision was good. Ravi says, do you like candy apples? Well, there's a difference between candied apples and, like...
Candy corn?
No. Like if they're dipped in caramel, like...
And syrup.
Caramel apples. Like, it's different. Like, candied apples are that weird red stuff, and it's usually kind of, like, hard, sticky. Where caramel apple is, you know, an apple dipped in caramel with, like, you know... Usually they put other stuff on it or whatnot. I like caramel apples. I don't usually get them, though. I think the last time I had one was...
Grade school?
No, I got one at the spring fair this year when we did our thing there. I got one because they had a place that had them. And they would cut it. You had to pay extra, which was fucking retarded. But so you didn't have to, like, eat it off the stick. Mm-hmm. So they would actually just cut it. But it was like, they have all kinds of different flavors. You could get like an Almond Joy one or a Heath or like a Snickers or like all these different ones of an apple. And then it's got like chocolate and caramel and like pieces of candy on it and stuff. Nuts, whatever. So he says, I heard AEW booking is like what Vince McMahon did by not telling the talent what is going on until 10 minutes before the show came on air.
Trust me, it's nowhere near as good as Vince McMahon's booking. Not even in the same stratosphere at this point. But if you're saying it's similar to one thing that Vince might have done, maybe. But yeah, it's terrible.
Walter says CJ Perry was at ringside for Miro's match.
Yeah.
Sophie says, I love candy corn. Robbie says, I managed to catch the Tyson fight at the rave I was at. Tyson should have lost because he got knocked down a couple of times.
He got knocked down once.
He got knocked down once. The other one was I don't even know what you call that.
A hook.
No, I meant like the second time he kind of fell on the ropes a little bit. Like he like got tripped or something. Oh. It wasn't a fall. It was like a slip or so. He didn't get knocked down for that. That was like a...
Right. Anyways, in that fight, there was 10 rounds.
Yep.
And you get judged for each round individually. So it doesn't matter what you did the round before.
Yep.
And so, yes, he lost the third round 8-10.
Yeah, because he got knocked down.
So that's a fact. But he also won every round from there all the way until probably 8. I think he lost 8. And then he won 9 and 10. So that's why he won the fight, is he won all the rounds except for 3.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, it was very, very good showing for Nagano and not so good of a showing for Fury. It still makes me wonder if Fury didn't do it on purpose.
He didn't make any excuses, though.
Yeah. Well,
he really didn't.
To set up Usyk, so Usyk thinks like, oh god, this guy's a bum.
Right. It could have been. But he hadn't trained for a while. And they asked him what he planned on doing. He's like, well, I'm going to training camp for 3 weeks or 12 weeks or whatever it was. Uh-huh. He said, And he's like, I'm not making excuses. Like, he's going to be a good fighter.
Yeah,
Gave him a
everybody
run
wants
for
to
his
fight
money.
him now. He made himself some money. Because if he fights Anthony Joshua, he's going to make bank. Mm-hmm. Lots of money. That'll be a big money fight because Anthony Joshua is the cash cow in that division.
Yeah.
Old McDowell.
Walter says people will dress up on TV and at work. You know, Walter, they didn't do anything about dressing up at my work, so.
So Dominic won, and I'm happy. That's how bad I hate Ricochet now. I didn't realize it. I was like, oh, God. And I just was excited. I felt it inside a little bit. A little tingle.
Right?
Of joy.
That's funny.
Ricochet needs to go bye-bye. For at least, like, a few months or something. Oh, Ricochet. Poor loser. Did you see that? Terrible. That's just
That's a sore what?
sore loser, Cole.
That's
I just
a
said it.
sore loser, Cole.
That's hilarious.
That's
He is.
funny.
He's a poor loser.
That's funny.
Go lay on him.
Picola says, all indie horrific main events are all the same. Spot on the table. Near fall spot. Near fall. Fight forever chant. Someone either does the other's finisher hockey fight. Boring. Well, hopefully it's not the hockey fight that we saw that happened to a poor hockey player.
That wasn't a fight.
That was horrible. It wasn't a fight, but still. Walter's like, come on, Ricochet, win on Raw. He didn't. Sophie says at least WWE tapes SmackDown when they go to Saudi. Now the talent of their brand has a week off. Sophie says, do you think if AEW does lose a lot of its talent to WWE, will it make them lose fans?
Okay, so no, because WWE is not going to take their talent.
But they got rid of that talent for
That's
a
the
reason.
talent they dropped. The only ones they're going to take, they're going to cherry pick the top.
They might take Edge back, I guess, because he didn't really quit WWE. He just
But by the
let
time
his contract
Edge's
run out, and then
contract's up, it could
he'll be too old.
Yeah, it might be too late anyway.
And I think it's pretty pathetic that he went somewhere else and he didn't retire through WWE where he should have stayed and retired. They gave him a chance and he came back and that's what they did for him. And he's like, yeah, fuck you guys, I'm out.
I mean, hypothetically, if he retires, say, we'll just say in December of, not this year, but the next year, he could show up at the Royal Rumble and come in
Yeah.
and then get thrown out, and that's the end of it. But, I mean, he's already in the Hall of Fame, so he can't come back for that, right? Like, I'll come back and do the Hall of Fame thing and do a match or two after. Mm-hmm. He's already in, so
Yeah.
they can't even go that way, that
That
direction.
route. Sophie says this has been a pretty good match so far. It's over, but yeah. Picola says very random question. It's down further, but we'll get to it. Robbie says, God, D, check that drink. That's impressive. Great party trick. Like, you can't do that with a beer. Sophie says that Kevin Owens Logan Paul stare down that we got on SmackDown this past weekend planted the seed for a future match at some point.
Yeah, hopefully it's at a pay-per-view. I want to see that at, like, WrestleMania. That'd be a good one. Kevin Owens doing his spots because he loves to jump off things. And we know that Logan does the same, so that could be fantastic.
Chris says, fuck yeah, Travis, have you seen the Elvira movie? She's so fucking hot. Need to just bury my face in that. Love that spooky woman like Morticia as well.
I know, when I was a kid, I would have done anything to do that. I don't know how old she is now, but I do understand that, like, you could
Right.
not think of her at that age, like,
Robbie
but
says,
definitely, by the way.
Anthony Joshua needs to get knocked out.
My only problem with that is 1 year, my sister dressed up as her, and so now I don't find her as attractive, because I'm like, oh, God damn it.
Walter says, Daphne drank too fast. No, I didn't drink just right. Walter says, Dom won. Boo. And P. Cole's question is this. Do you think boxing is on the par with other contact sports as far as popularity in 2023?
Yes, I think it's got more fans. I think it's more popular. That's why there's so much money in it. I know the only other real contact sport that you can compare it to would be the UFC. And a boxer makes $40 million in a fight, and a UFC fighter makes, I mean, if they're really good, like John Jones or something, they're going to make $2 or $3 million. Conor McGregor might make 20.
Yeah.
But how often does he fight?
Not very much anymore. So he says we have 2 women's matches at Crown Jewel. I was like, D gulping the double brandy. What's that? Chocolate protein shake, you wacko. So he says, is JD officially part of the Judgment Day now?
Basically, he's hanging around like riffraff. So probably.
Walter says the Miz has Gunther on his show tonight. Boo. Sophie says Edge just turned 50 years old today. Blood Ninjas in the chat. Hey, Blood says, hey, I'm back. Fantastic. How are you?
Ninja.
Ravi says it will gas me up if I do that with a beer. Oh, whatever, you pussy. Sophie says if MJF does come to the WWE eventually, it will be interesting what type of MJF we will get in the WWE. Hopefully not the garbage we've had in AEW.
He won't cut it. And he's not worth the 100 fans, 200 fans that are going to come with him. Maybe, we'll just say hypothetically, he's going to bring 100,000 fans with him, which I doubt that seriously.
Right.
Still not worth it. Unless they're all buying his merchandise.
Right. Walter says Alpha Academy for the win. Robbie says, is YouTube boxing becoming popular and getting taken seriously? No.
Not seriously, but it's popular, obviously, because people want to see those guys get knocked out.
A lot of people hate those guys. They want to see them get their asses knocked out.
So they're getting those fights to watch the other guy win, and then they watch that sport, you know, like, oh, I watch UFC, so I know this guy, Dylan Dennis, but he was a wrestler, and so he has no ability to throw his hands at all. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't understand that. If you're going to fight a UFC fighter, fight a UFC fighter that boxed.
Yeah.
A striker, a kickboxer. Mm-hmm. Israel and Asandra.
Yeah.
Let's watch that. I want to see Israel fight KSI.
Right. Matt Galligan in the chat. Hey, Matt, how's it going? Thanks for coming to our channel. How are you doing? Woo. Are you watching Raw tonight? It says Lou.
Hello.
Sophie says Drew McIntyre still haven't re-signed with WWE yet, and his contract expires soon. Robbie says, do you going gym these days? No. No, just changing my eating habits. I'm adding more protein, and I'm still eating junk. Sophie says, what are the chances WWE will sign Jake Paul next? They won't.
You know,
Jake's not really interested in it.
Jake really wants to be considered a boxer right now.
Yep.
And so he's doing things that line up with that. He's aiming himself in the direction to become a serious contender for a championship one day. But he can't fight nobodies. He's in a really tough spot, and you got to feel for him. Because he can't fight fighters that have the same experience as him. Mm-hmm. Because the fights make too much money. Mm-hmm. And so he can't pay those guys that much. But at the same time, nobody's going to watch it if he's fighting nobody.
True.
And so the only way he could fight a professional boxer is if the dude's known. And so that puts him behind the 8 ball every single time. And so it's very, very hard for him. I mean, obviously, he could just fight on undercards and not tell people.
True.
And literally just, there he is. He's fighting, and nobody knew he was going to be on that show. And people were, like, calling each other. But why would he risk his life? Because you can die in boxing. People do it. Or you get... brain damage. A lot of things can happen to you. Why would you risk that just to say, well, I did it for cheaper than $1 million?
Right.
Like, homeboy's bringing in, $4, $5, $6 million each fight.
There you go.
So it's tough for him.
Robbie says, oh, pussy, love the insults. Keep them coming, D, laughing. Sophie says, do you think wrestling somehow got much hotter this year compared to previous years?
No.
For some reason? Robbie says, big up D with the diet Edge would be jealous of.
No, I think wrestling's just been the same. I don't think anything's changed in the past, since about 2014. In 2014, I think it lost about 60% of its fans. It seems like right around like maybe 40% of its fans. Like everybody went away when CM Punk did.
Right.
And it wasn't because of CM Punk. It was just everything that was happening at that time. Oh, here's your guys. He's on the Duke wrestling team. That's hilarious. I didn't even know they had one.
So he says Jake Paul did appear on a WWE pay-per-view before. Logan Paul could do both boxing and wrestling. Robbie says Jake Paul, he's obviously got some skill, but he will never be taken seriously because of where he's come from.
Yeah, he's not coordinated like his brother.
Yeah.
And he'd say it, I'm sure. Like, if you just take him and just go pure athleticism, Logan's an athlete, like a pure athlete, where Jake's not. But Jake also has a killer mentality where Logan doesn't. And you see it in their fights. Like, whenever you watch them two fight, Jake's aggressive and he wants to do damage and he has ill intentions. And Logan doesn't. He's very respectful in the ring even, which is fine, and especially in wrestling. That's why he does so great.
Yeah.
It's because he wants to protect the other guy.
Yeah. Yeah, you won't see that with Jake.
Jake might hurt somebody on accident, but not care.
Yeah.
Got your hat.
And then one time you might hurt the wrong person, and
Yeah.
then you'll get your ass beat.
Get hurt on your own. Mm-hmm. So hypothetically, I guess he could wrestle somebody like Brock because he'd be so popular. Or Bobby.
Right. So he says the Creed brothers on Raw. Pico says, wow, it's a debut. Chris says, fuck yeah, Creed's on Raw. Sophie says, you heard crickets when the Creed brothers and Ivy Nile came out.
Because nobody knows who they are. But what's cool is this guy is an All-American at Duke going up against a pretty good wrestler in his own right there.
Yeah, he has rights that he went to that
Olympic Games. Let's see it. Let's let it happen. Like, everybody back up. Let's do only Greco-Roman. Go. You know the rules, guys.
People says, "Okay, I'm flipping channels." Wow. Robbie says, "I stopped watching in 03 and because of Cena. I just can't take Cena seriously."
03 isn't even a real time.
Robbie's like, D, who's your mates? D in the blue.
That was like 2 years ago.
They're not my mates, and the only reason why I know them is because everybody said who they are. They're called the Creed brothers.
Okay, so I don't know.
They came from NXT,
I don't know them. I've never actually watched them on NXT because I fast forward through NXT usually. But I know the girl, and she looks really good. Like, I like how she's built. Like, she takes pride in her appearance, and it's awesome. But I don't know what her name is or anything.
Sophie says, do you think they might do Bad Bunny versus Logan Paul at some point?
They could, but
it'd be weird.
Logan would have to, lose. Mm-hmm. Because it would be weird to put Logan over Bunny. So that is... If you put them together, it's a main event type match, right? But if you do them separately, it's two main events. Because of their fan bases. Mm-hmm. And basically, there's more money in keeping it separate. Or even tagging them together.
Right.
Against somebody. But I wouldn't put... Or you could do a tag team match against the two. But it would be better to keep them separate. And then you got two different main event type. Not main event, but...
And popularity. And they bring different type of people. And
their crowds. And they're both super famous. 20, 30 million people... and if they can get their fans to watch those events. And you
got to remember, it's different fans, too. And they're going to use that to their advantage for PR publicity stuff. WWE's not stupid when it comes to that shit. So he says the Creed brothers also going to be on NXT tomorrow. Chris says Creeds are the best NXT tag team of the 2.0 era. Sophie says, wonder how long Brian Pillman Jr. will be part of NXT before getting called up. And Piccolo says, who will be calling the match? Bad Bunny versus Logan Paul. I don't know. Get what's his face in there?
Mario Ranallo.
No.
Booker T.
No. Well, I guess, but no. I was thinking you could get what's his name? They gave him a title and he was a celebrity on there.
Snoop Dogg.
No, he was married to Courtney Cox.
Oh, yeah. David Arquette.
Yeah, just have him call a match.
He's
Rob-
so goofy.
Robbie
No, thank
says,
you.
How much would it hurt if Otis landed hard on you?
Probably not. He's got that big old belly. It'll probably just be like...
I don't know how hard.
But if it's hard, if his belly is hard, he's going to die young. But on top of that, that would hurt. But I'm assuming that's probably pretty cushioned. Oh, yeah.
Sophie says, imagine Logan Paul and KSI be a tag team in the WWE.
Yeah, they would have to pay him so much money to make it work. But it would be kind of fun. So you start it now. And you have them be a tag team. And you even put titles on them by December, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the Royal Rumble, they go in there. And then they have a little bit of beef, but not really. You know, they both get thrown out. And then right before WrestleMania, they split. And then you could have them wrestle at WrestleMania. But there again, you're in the same dilemma as now they have two different fan bases. Their fan bases are going to hate each other, which they already probably do. And then there's real problems on the outside.
Right.
And there's no reason to make real trouble when it's a fake, you know, sport or whatever you want to call it. Entertainment.
So he says about John Cena. And Robbie says, oh, he's going to die young. That's a great analogy.
Well, if that's hard, he has no choice. Oh, Texas is putting runs on the board. Yahtzee.
Wow.
That's Corey Seager. That dude. Sorry, but every time he hits the ball, it's hard. Ill intentions. Dude's got bad intentions.
Craziness.
Yeah, it's a ball for his prediction of the game, and he said, pain.
Pain.
And now it's 3-love. Texas.
So he says Logan Paul did mention in one of his podcasts he wants to face John Cena at a future pay-per-view. Chris says MJF versus Omega was a pay-per-view match. I thought it was going to end with main roster fuckery. But if Omega won, it would have been Omega versus Jay White. That would be cool. New Japan match.
Yeah, it would, but the whole title thing doesn't make any sense.
If you do that.
So he stole the title, and then now there's a new champion, but he doesn't have the belt.
Yeah, it'd be
The
weird.
whole point of the story is because of the belt stealing.
And the fact that they were talking about how, what's his face? Omega has had the AEW title reign the longest, and MJF's just like 5 days away from passing him. So there's no way that they were going to be like, oh, we're going to take it off of you, put it on him. Don't mind us.
She's the women's champion of Titan Games.
Of what?
Titan Games.
Okay.
It was on NBC. It was called the Titan Games.
I don't even know what that is.
She was the first champion of it. I don't either. I kind of remember it. But I can't remember what it was about. I'm pretty sure they probably saw Bronson Reed, and there's not much difference. Oh, yeah! This match has lasted forever.
Yeah, it looks like it's taking its toll on Otis.
Poor Otis. Oh, here. Let's see if he can get up at the end of this one.
After all that work he's done? Barely.
Nope. That's for you, big boy. Get him. 1, 2. He kicked out. Damn it. That used to be a finisher that no one kicked out of. Mm-hmm. And now it's just a move.
So it was like MJF versus Omega. I saw a lot of split fans on that. Like some people were okay to see it on free TV and some fans were upset that AEW gave that pay-per-view match on free TV. MJF got like 14 different people after him. I think it will set up something for that final AEW pay-per-view of the year that takes place in MJF's hometown of Long Island.
Yeah, should be a pretty good one on the 30th. December 30th. Last Saturday of the year. Probably have to pay for it because I didn't see anything about them putting it on HBO Max.
I would imagine that they probably haven't gotten it set up yet.
Well, they have to do a new contract if they do, and I don't think that HBO really wants to do that with them right now. Because, Khan's trying to get more than he deserves. Mm-hmm. And they're like, yeah, no, we're fine.
No, we're no.
Charge your fans that much money every month and see what happens. Oh! Chad Gable! Killing everybody. Oh, he's got Otis pinned. That's your teammate.
Oh, jeez. That was terrible.
Oh, yeah, he missed. But, yeah. Let's see these girls get in there. They don't have to fight or anything. Just stand next to each other. Get her, Maxine! Careful of the guns. Oh, Tozawa's going to get knocked out.
Oh, God. Poor Tozawa.
Ivy Nile.
Silly.
Going up top. Otis going to end this. Oh, no. Somebody named Julius attacked him from behind.
Chris says if
Look at
Omega
this.
did win, either Tony Khan has favorites or Omega is bigger politicking than Becky Lynch.
Look at this. Oh. It's a long fall. And it's over. This new team wins. They beat Otis, of all people.
Robbie says, so when will there be a serious women's tag title defense?
I was like, I thought they got rid of the tag team titles, but I guess they didn't. That's an NXT.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's Chelsea Green and Dewdrop or whatever.
NXT?
Piper Niven.
Don't they have a match in NXT for it about those
I don't
this
remember. Maybe. I don't know what's happening on Raw tonight, but I've been watching it. Like, I have no idea what's going on in these other sports.
Well, you knew what happened in the baseball
that's
game
different.
for a second.
Hey, look. It's Max Scherzer. He's got 2 different color eyes. He's got a disease.
Oh my God, he doesn't have a disease. You weirdo.
Pretty sure they call it a disease or a syndrome or something. You got retard eyes. Just kidding. Actually, it's kind of cool. If you ask me.
Sophie says, I would be shocked if AEW pay-per-views don't go on Max after this year. Chris says, yeah, let's see some scissoring. Sophie says, if AEW does go to Max, I hope you don't have to wait 30 days for their TV shows to hit it like WWE does with Peacock. Sophie says, Becky Lynch says her NXT era is over.
Wait, so what would you like to see them do with their TV shows? I know what you don't want to see, but what do you want to see? What would be the coolest part about it if you could choose what to do?
Because they can't do it live.
Yeah, they can't do it live because it's for TV. They have a TV contract. So would it be the next morning like they do on Hulu?
That was the thing why they couldn't have it on HBO Max, is because they weren't ready for it to be live.
Well, an actual live event. Like, where the cameras have to be hooked up.
That's what I mean.
Like, being live is a little bit different. Like
That's what I'm saying. That's why they couldn't do it. And everybody was like, why couldn't they have done it? It's like, because they didn't have the capabilities to do live, because they've never done live.
Seriously. You don't have candy? Uh-oh. Hold on, mommy.
That's weird. No bueno.
They're trying to separate them. They're trying to split them up.
Yeah.
but now I have a match. Maybe on LA Night. That's not happening. Right? Because now Damien's got a match. The Enforcer, baby! Take it easy.
Pico says, I only know 2 Juliuses in history ever. Sophie says, I see that the AEW women want women tag team championships. John Sparklin's in the chat. Hey, John says, what the flip is going on?
Orange Julius and Julius Caesar.
Pico knows Julius Caesar and Julius Irving.
Oh, yeah. I know Julius Irving.
Travis knows 3.
Because of Orange Julius.
Sophie says, wow, Travis watching Raw. That is somewhat history. Chris says, hello, Max Scherzer. I'm surprised he hasn't flipped out on anyone yet.
He's an ace. The only problem with him is his age.
Blood Ninja's like, OMG. OMG, what?
OMG.
What?
He's talking about Julius's. Mm-hmm. I doubt it, but...
John says they just won the Pat Patterson Invitational. Sophie says, put it on the next day on Max. It probably is hard to make TV shows live on a streaming service.
Right. So yes, you could do that, and that would be fine if they pay for it, right? I mean, it's their own stuff, so you think it'd be fine. But what WWE does is they sell that content to a third party, and then they make money off of it too. So AEW, hypothetically, if they wanted to, could do that same thing, where they sell it to a third party that could play it the next day. And that's why it has to go 30 days. I mean, obviously, you don't have to go 30, but like I would assume at least 7.
At least a week.
Or the other network's not going to buy it.
Robbie message retracted. Sophie says the Judgment Day has been together for over a year. Damien teased to cash in on Roman, among others.
Everybody, all 4
Robbie's
people.
like, Rhea going to lose that title soon. And John Sparklin's like, Dr. J. Sophie says, it will be interesting to see when Judgment Day finally loses all the championships. And Chris says, oh shit, Gunther time. Miz might challenge for IC title. I hope Gunther destroys Miz.
But that would mean that Miz would be a babyface, and that would be weird.
According to Sophie earlier, they're going to make Miz a babyface again.
Yeah, if they do that, that's just awkward for him. I mean, obviously he can do it, but the crowd's not going to come with him. Mm-hmm. Like, people know Miz is good at what he does, but no one likes him.
You have to keep him in that area.
Like,
John's like, Chris, your Cowboys have an ass whooping coming on Sunday. I don't think Chris likes the Cowboys, John. Sophie says WWE and Hulu have been up and down with their relationship. And Joe Montana's in the chat.
Super Joe.
You're a legend. Says, hi, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Doing pretty good, Joe. How are you doing?
Super Joe.
Sophie says, Hulu almost lost WWE content last week because of their contract.
Yeah. Because of a contract.
To spend your life worrying about all those things. Just seems stressful.
I stress about all sorts of stuff like that.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
For real?
No.
I'm like, what? When did this happen?
Will they ever...
I'm like, who are you?
Will they ever do a reunion show with The Big Bang Theory?
Keep you up at night.
It's the only show that I watch. You know, it's funny because do you remember in one of their episodes they said in 20 years we'll come back and meet here? Are they going to do that?
Oh, yeah.
And have what's his name?
But what year was it? I can't remember.
I think it would be 29 is when it would happen. Because I think it was 09. Because it was early. It was when, I can't think of his name, but the guy that owned the comic book store.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's there waiting and nobody shows up. But by then, you know, all those actors might be just nobodies. I figured that, what's his name, Parsons or something?
Jim Parsons.
Yeah, I figured he would do something, but he's done nothing.
The only thing he's done is the young Sheldon stuff.
Yeah, but that's like a voiceover thing. But yeah, I mean, it counts. But can you imagine getting paid $1 million+ a week for that? And all you do is a voiceover. That's kind of like Van Diesel with the Groot.
Mm-hmm.
Why the hell does he have to be Groot? Like, they could have got anyone off the street to be that voice.
Mm-hmm.
And paid them 17 cents every time it was said. And gave them a check at the end of the series for $45. But instead, they gave him $40 million a movie or whatever.
That's true.
Or not even that much, but like $40 million total. What the? For 3 movies? I'm Groot.
John's like, either way, it's coming. And Chris says, John, what the fuck? Fuck them cowgirls. I ain't from Dallas, and fuck them Rangers, too. Chris like, John, okay, that's them. I don't care.
Who are the Cowboys playing this weekend?
So if he says The Simpsons somehow predicts the future.
Yeah, because they have so many episodes.
John's like, thumbs up, and Walter's like, still good, Raw. Robbie says, Nia Jax, I'm confused as to what she is or doing in WWE.
She's winning championships, baby, this weekend. Saturday. That's what she does.
Sophie says there was a report that The Big Bang Theory is going to have another spinoff, but that was months ago.
Well, yeah, there was a writer's strike, so they can't make it. Who's going to be the spinoff?
Raj. It'd be the only one you could.
Raj would be a good one. Especially if they put on, what's her name on it? Buffy? Isn't that who he was sitting by at the end? Who was he sitting by at the end? Wasn't that Buffy? Or am I
Sarah
wrong?
Michelle Gellar?
Isn't it?
I don't think so.
Who was he sitting by?
I don't remember. I haven't seen the end but one time, so you're asking the wrong person.
Who was Ravi sitting next to? Rajesh. Not Ravi. Rajesh.
Raj. Walter's like, Crown Jewel this Saturday. Yes, Walter. And it's during the day, everybody.
Yeah, early. Like 1 o'clock Eastern, I think.
And John says, Mount Fiji is back to hurt people. Is that Nia Jax? Robbie says that was a quick title shot. So he says The Simpsons predict stuff like 20 years before it happens in real life.
Yeah, they do. They're really good at it. Time machine.
Yeah, well, before The Simpsons did it, for like one of their predictions, there was a singer that did it.
It's always happened. It's not hard to predict the future. Einstein said, I know what weapons they're going to use. Or he said, I don't know what weapons they're going to use during World War III, but I can tell you the weapons they're going to use for World War IV. Sticks and rocks.
That's funny. Sophie says Sarah Michelle Gellar. So it was her?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name's up there? Sheldon's up there and he's giving a speech. He's like, is that Buffy?
Walter says, okay, bye guys. See you Wednesday for AEW after bingo. All right, Walter, good luck with bingo. Chris says, fuck yeah, my boy Kaiser with a drip promo on Miz.
Oh,
Sophie
wow.
says the Big Bang Theory spinoff. There is no news on who was going to be the star. Raleigh is in the chat. Hey, Raleigh, good to see ya. Says, hi, D. Travis, Crown Jewel is on at 5 p.m. for us in the UK. Woo! Alas, at a late 1 a.m. pay-per-view. Yeah.
Ah!
You should take his microphone and chuck
Yeah,
it.
he should just take it away from him. Nobody wants to hear his ass talk anyways. I love that The Miz calls him out, though, immediately. Oh, he got to talk.
You're attacking.
I could talk when and where I want to. You talk when the ring don't you? Or when I tell you to.
So he says The Simpsons somehow knew Donald Trump was going to be president and the episode took place in the 90s. Yeah, Kurt Cobain knew about that way before then. Right? It was Kurt Cobain
Yeah,
that did
Kurt
it.
Cobain is the
Kurt
one that
Cobain
predicted
actually
that.
said that before The Simpsons ever had it on an episode, by the way. In an interview.
He just said people are going to get sick of the corruption and they're going to end up hiring somebody that can't be bought. Or
Yep.
not hiring, but electing somebody that can't be bought. Like Donald Trump. That's word for word what he said.
Yep.
Like Donald Trump.
Yep. And John says Simpsons have a DeLorean to get that stuff right. Right, John? No. Or don't.
He's not your guest.
Ooh, two things.
Not one, but two. Are there not talk shows anymore?
I know that Drew Barrymore's got canceled.
Oh, did it? That's awesome.
Yeah. She's all crying about it, I guess.
Well, maybe she shouldn't be such a weirdo. It's her own fault.
On a lot of levels, it's her own fault. The person in the front row, no shit, has a sign. I hope they show it again.
Is it the
Enough
red,
with the
yellow?
what chance. Yes! Somebody fucking said it and it wasn't me. I won't say anything because all
Oh,
the dumbasses seem to
damn.
like it.
They're bringing in John Gray. This is like their number 2 pitcher. So they went from their number 1 to their number 2.
You guys? What happened?
Did Scherzer get hurt, or is he just out? Is the bases loaded? What's going on? You'd think you'd bring in a relief pitcher, not... Yeah, he's upset.
He looks happy about it.
Oh, you want to talk serious?
He can be the serious.
Against Drew McIntyre. That's a big win. Is that real fan noise? Looks like it.
He's laughing. So it says The Simpsons, I think, have also predicted World Series winners and Super Bowl champions over the years. Robbie says Miz looks like he could be their spokesperson manager. Sophie says, I haven't watched that many episodes of The Simpsons. I have watched some of them, and it was it is scary on how many predictions they got right. So he says the Drew Barrymore show didn't get canceled. Are you sure? Information I saw it was. Rob was like, but you thought it, D. About the what chance? Oh, yeah.
What?
Chris says, fuck off, Miz. Gunther is better than you. His IC title reign is longer than all your 9 title reigns. And you're behind Jericho at 10-time IC champ. So he says, here comes the Miz Gunther feud. And R-Truth should be coming back anytime now. Chris says, Miz, you beat Cena with Rock's help at Mania 27.
He broke the Miz TV pumpkin.
Not the pumpkin. Nothing.
Of course he's going to get beat up. There's 3 of them.
Well, he's going to get beat up by at least one of them, and Gunther should be
I
able
used
to
to have
beat
a
him
crush
up.
on her.
He's got a crush?
No, I used to have a crush on her.
Who's her?
Her name is Candace. It was a long time ago.
On the NBA thing up there?
The
Okay.
second one over.
Like, where is this lady you're talking about?
Like, there's not one woman on the TV.
There's not one woman on my fucking TV right now!
Hey, that's Isaiah Thomas.
Robbie says, American, from what I see, do have some pointless late night chat shows.
Yeah, those are
Most of those are really
over
stupid.
now. I don't.
They used to be fun, but now they're just dumb.
Even I felt a little bad for the Miz. Oh, Jesus.
These dweebs.
Miz better not team up with them. Was that the Miz getting out in the back?
Yeah, he was leaving. Yeah, he walked and left.
Kaiser and Vinci.
Chris says, put Miz through a table, Gunther. Well, Miz ran away, so he can't. So it was like, for some reason, my TV was glitching at the beatdown part. They didn't want you to see the violence.
Yeah, it's probably edited for the violence. In Florida, they don't like it. Bianca versus Io. That should be Bianca one-sided. Hopefully she beats her in like 7 minutes.
Right? Win her title back.
Mm-hmm.
Or something. Jesus.
I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Bianca, but she's
Better than
she is the
Sky.
face. The other one's trash. Yeah. Maybe not trash, but she's mid-card at best. Brett's brother-in-law, so that's married to his sister, is a professional shooter. That's like literally what he does.
Oh.
And
Like he does competitions and stuff?
yes, but he like the difference is like, say you're a really avid shooter,
Okay.
like Obi, like would be a prime example, and you do competitions every weekend and and such,
Okay.
and you probably shoot 1,000 to 2,000 rounds a year.
Okay.
Like that's kind of a good one. This dude, Brett's brother-in-law, shoots over 100,000 rounds a year. Like if you think about it, and they're 75 cents a piece, that's $70,000 just in ammunition that he's shooting. But the competitions he does are you can win up to like $1 million.
Are they like trick shooting competitions?
No.
Oh,
Nothing
bummer.
weird. Yeah.
It's not weird. That's just fun.
Well, trick, you mean like drawing and stuff.
No, I meant like you shoot through a card or
Oh.
you have to.
I'm sure he could do that stuff. But anyways, he was talking to Brett about the new optics thing in guns right now. Is this? It's called red dot.
Okay.
Like everybody wants you to do red dot. And he's like, well, first of all, it's a fad. His brother, and he's like, I've got 7 guns with those on it. You know, because I've trained him for it because those are different things.
Yeah.
He's like, but I've put in, 2,000 hours on my gun or whatever it is. He's like, when you do your open sights, you're always trained. You bring the barrel and you look through the first sight, and then you line up your second shot, and then you fire your back sights.
Mm-hmm.
With the red dot, you have to line the dot up, so you don't. It doesn't take as much skill, I guess you could say. So you're not. You have to retrain yourself to do it wrong.
Oh.
And he's like, and it's just a fat. It's gonna go out like.
Right. Yeah. That
And
sounds
he's like,
stupid.
And he's like, I can outshoot anybody.
That seems like any sighting crap that they come up with. It's the same thing. Like all that shit. Ooh, it's the next best, and then it goes away, and you never see it again.
Right. Yeah. And then he talks about his pistols and stuff, and he's like, with pistols, it makes no sense to even put a laser on your gun.
Yeah, why would you do that?
He's like, because even to have the laser, it could get caught up in something.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's bad for speed. If you go to front sight, which is the training course for gun, they don't allow it they don't want it.
Yeah.
Because it can get in the way and you can get shot.
Yeah.
But usually when you're using a pistol, you're talking maybe 25 feet max to use it. Mm-hmm. Anything further than that, you should be using a shotgun for self-defense.
Right.
But most everything's going to take place, from here to that wall.
Yeah.
With a pistol. Anyways. This dude freezes his barrels. He gets them cryogenically frozen and shit.
Wow.
When he buys them, he sends them in. They get frozen. Then he gets them back.
There's that Bash in Berlin.
Bash in Berlin.
That they're going to have. 2024.
That's cool.
August 2024. It's called Bash in Berlin.
Bash in Berlin.
There's the...
It's too bad they couldn't come up with a good name.
Right, a different one. Chimichanga in the chat. Hey, Chimmy, how's it going? Says Gargano should be on 105 Live. Darren in the chat. Hey, Darren, how's it going? Says, hi, fam. How are you doing? You watching some Raw tonight? Chris says, people actually think LA might beat Roman. I mean, I can only see it because LA Knight is like the indie outsider, not made from ground up in WWE.
Yeah.
Chris says, who do you think can win? Michael Myers versus Jason?
Are we going by just the original movies?
I don't know. I've seen Michael Myers shot 12 times, twice in the head, and still got up from it. And then he was set on fire.
And somehow,
and I'm pretty sure somehow he lives.
He got shot in both of his eyes and lived through it. But anyways, I mean, I'm a Friday the 13th kid, so I always go with Jason. Plus, he's not alive. But hypothetically, if they were both real humans, then it would be Michael Myers. But Jason has that he's not real. Mm-hmm. He's supernatural.
Literally, he's like weirdly supernatural or something. Chris says, yeah, Michael got his head cut off and still lived. Yeah, it's weird to me. I don't understand how that's even possible. He's a psychopath.
He's just really, hard-headed. He could be the head of a major corporation. Because even when he loses his head, he doesn't go bad.
Right.
Oh, fuck. Well, now I can watch some other sports.
Oh, what's going on over there?
Looks like Texas is up 3-0 on
Looks like Monday Night Football showing everybody in their...
Monday Night Football. We got a touchdown and a...
Halloween costumes.
Or 3 field goals, maybe. 3 field goals. Because it was 3.
Got people in their Halloween costumes.
Yeah. It's Troy Aikman up there with, what's his name?
Some guy who's in a dinosaur costume. Not the guy Charles was talking about.
Yeah, Joe Buck.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
His dad was really good.
Oh, Lord.
The Raiders just barely getting it out.
Yeah, that quarterback got
Who's the quarterback? Oh, that's that Garoppolo. Huh?
Is that Garoppolo?
Yeah, he was the quarterback of the 49ers last year.
Oh, what happened to Carr?
He is one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and he's playing in New Orleans.
Oh, okay. He's a Saints now. Because he used to be the quarterback for the Raiders.
He sure was, yeah.
I'm like, I remember him being the quarterback for the Raiders.
Right. Well, yeah, the Raiders let him go, and they shouldn't have.
Raleigh says, I'm watching Raw and NFL Raiders versus Lions. It's boring.
Yeah, I'm watching it too. Is it like just a field goal battle?
Is it boring because it's 9-0?
It's halftime of the basketball game that I was watching, which is Golden State Warriors versus whoever they're playing.
Yeah, lots of stuff. Chris says, is Taylor Swift up there at World Series already cheating? She is in the bullpen with Scherzer now. What?
Probably.
What? Chris, what? Why are we talking like this?
Taylor Swift.
Yeah. Raleigh says,
She's my favorite.
Or is it the Saints? Who dat? I'm a Saints fan.
Who dat? Who da, who da, who da, who da, who da, who da, who. Yeah, and then there's an NBA game on. So I'm watching 3 sports right now and
Not wrestling because of
not wrestling. I tried to avoid that one.
the dumb butts that are on.
But I'm not going to turn it off. I'll just let it end. Although, there is one guy in this match I like. Ludwig. The other 3 can go play on the interstate for all I care. They should play flag football on like I-15 down in LA.
Why?
That'd just be a good place to play flag football.
Really?
Blindfolded.
You think? I guess I didn't do that. Paid it for this one. I guess I didn't.
What was it? Water?
Oh, yeah.
Nobody needs that anyway. Peacock. He
Right.
said that, peacock.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh. I wasn't listening.
Right around day.
Lots of scams happening.
A lot of them. What kind?
Oh. Just scams.
The only
Stuff.
scam that I've seen tonight is this match that's happening right now. They're literally, like, this is like an episode of NXT or something.
Mm.
You got these guys, which were all on NXT just a year ago. Then you have Chad Gable and Otis losing to NXT guys. Dominic's the North American champion, NXT.
Lots of stupid stuff.
Do what you want to do. Oh! Can't leave him wide open under the hoop like that. Scoring points like a ball up. Shot call up.
Who has that?
That was the Golden State Warriors.
Oh.
And they are playing the Pelicans of New Orleans, I believe.
Chris says my boy Ludwig Kaiser could be a future IC champ. Maybe Gunther hands over title to Kaiser so he can go for a world title. So he says you kind of heard crickets when DIY came out.
Yeah, well, they're going to because they're from NXT. These NXT guys aren't getting over. If they were getting over, they would already be up. Especially these long ones that have been there for 5 years.
Well, not
They
just
were good,
that,
they would
but
have been up.
they were on there before and they weren't popular. So why are they back on the main roster
Right.
again? Like, people have seen Ciampa on the main roster multiple times.
He'll be
He's
hurt
had
in a
500
month.
debuts. And the Gargano one, Mr. Spaghetti, has been there a couple of times. So he says, how you like DIY new theme music? Didn't listen to it.
Don't
Chris says,
care
I
about
feel
it."
like this new DIY theme song is a discount version of AJ Styles' TNA theme song. Yeah. I think I'm just not going to pay attention because I'm not a fan of any of their stuff. So I'm not a fan of Mr. Spaghetti. I can't stand him. And I'm not a big fan of the friend that he has with him. So
Well, I just don't know why they're trying to turn Raw into the NXT part that didn't work.
right? Like, well, we figure that it might work out better if we did this. Like, oh, that's fantastic.
My NXT brand gets 500,000 people watching it. I bring Becky Lynch over and it hits 1 million. Guess what we're going to do? we're just going to play the NXT guys on the main roster.
Right. Well, sounds like a great
No
plan.
Becky Lynch, though.
No
Just
Becky.
crap.
Just garbage. Just the garb.
I mean, seriously, like, what kind of brain power does it take to go, oh, well, nobody likes these guys. I have an idea. Let's just put those guys on TV. And then they don't have a choice. If they like wrestling and they want to watch it, they have to watch this trash.
Yeah. Like they can't change the channel. Well, I'm going to change the channel to something else while these jackasses are on.
Like, honestly, if you were going up against Raw and you had decent athletes like AEW does, you could plan your show literally around theirs. Like, let's see what match they're going to start. Okay, you guys go out there.
Yeah.
And you could have Wardlow and Hobbs right now. You're like, oh, let's watch that. Then when this shit's over, you can flip it back.
It's true.
I'm just glad they're not doing it in that third hour. Oh, God, that'd be terrible.
It's true. It would be pretty terrible.
Lots of terribleness. So, what happened with the Raiders? They score or something? Her coach looks like he's super happy. Quarterback celebrating like he won the World Series. So, yeah, they scored a touchdown.
Oh, wow. They scored a touchdown and the extra point. Congratulations.
You don't have a lot to cheer for when you're a Raiders fan. And so, when they do score, they just won the Super Bowl.
Right.
Do you see them celebrate? Like,
Yeah.
what? Have you never done it before?
They're like, oh my God, we finally got the points. Yeah, we got points. I think that's why they were that way, but maybe it's my bad. But I think that.
I love this. Look at this. Look at this play in basketball. He steps into him
Oh God.
and tripped him and then shoots it. The refs didn't call it. That's awesome.
That's pretty funny. I wonder why. It's weird.
Oh, now they're calling it a flagrant, I guess. And he missed.
Wait, but
Yeah, they ended up calling it, I guess. I didn't see the
But
referee behind him didn't call it, so it must have been one under the hoop.
it was the
He's like, look, you
blue
can't
guy
step
did
into
it to the
dude.
red guy.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. Look, dude, you can't step into him on purpose to get the foul.
Oh,
he's-
the red guy. They're punishing him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like what?
That's what's wrong with the NBA right there. It's dirty play like that from Curry, because there's no reason to step over except
Right.
for to get a foul.
It's true. So you can pretend that you're doing something. Like, but really, doing stuff.
Damn, that good. The guy's good. 99. Look at him. Or 98. Looks like he's been to prison. Max Crosby. Or Crosby or something. I can't tell if that's a B. It keeps flashing. Yeah,
Crosby.
Dang. He's got a good motor.
He's like the old school players, how they used to be there.
Like Howie. Mm-hmm. Lyle Alzado.
Yep.
Howie's got to be proud of him.
Right. Like he's out there doing what he's supposed to do.
It's funny listening to Howie now because he's all silly. That's over. Finally. DIY. Do it yourself did it.
Wow. That's gross. That's disgusting.
Did you hear Cole? Da Vinci
No.
didn't get the job done again. Hopefully they cut him.
I wasn't listening.
Just cut him.
'Cause I can't stand these guys.
Cole. They need to throw him out of the group and then just cut the dead weight from the company. Well, because he has nothing to offer. Even in NXT, you can't say, well, if he ever got good.
Right.
Dude,
It's true.
You've had your chances. Get him, Ludwig. Maybe there's somebody else they can replace him with.
I don't know who. Who are they going to get?
I don't know. There might just be somebody in Europe or something that's good that I don't know about is what I'm saying.
It's Shinsuke. He's looking for his next sacrifice.
I mean, they keep showing this play over and over. I should turn it over there so I can see what the hell they're talking about. See, he tripped him. So that should have been a foul on Curry.
Well, that's what I
But
thought
they
they were
didn't
fouling.
call
They
it.
didn't foul him.
And I think the dude ran over and yelled something at the referee and got a technical, and that's why Curry got to shoot a free shot.
Okay. Because I was like, when I saw it, I was like, well, didn't Curry do something wrong? Why is he the one getting the free throws?
Yeah, but nobody did anything wrong except for the dude yelled at the ref.
Yeah, you can't do that.
The NBA, I wish they'd get rid of that
Bunch of
3-point
babies.
line. Because all they do anymore is just launch it from outside. If they got rid of that, then you would start to see the sport evolve like it used to, like good games.
Yeah, they'd have to like work and do something.
Back to the basket and your post game, your mid range game. Because they've got rid of the mid range shot. It's almost completely dead.
That's funny.
Hey, it's the Pixie.
Chris says boo. What are we booing, Chris? What are we booing?
The Raiders, maybe.
Who are we booing?
Or are you booing Curry for the cheating? I'm okay with that, them not calling that on Curry.
Mm-hmm.
Because it used to be, it would have been a foul, and he would have got to shoot free throws. And so
Right.
I like to see, did you see that they got rid of flopping in the NBA?
I don't know what that is, but I guess
Oh my
I
God,
guess
this
not.
is flopping. Touch me.
Oh God.
That's what they do. Like LeBron does it every time he gets
Barely touched.
sometimes he doesn't even get touched and he'll just fall down. So they said if you get caught flopping, then obviously they shoot free throws. But if you get caught twice or something, you're out.
Wow.
I think I can't remember exactly what the second. Maybe it's a technical on the second one.
Damn.
So
Good
they're
for
like
them.
they're way against the flopping, which they should be because
They should have called him out on that a long time ago because it's bullshit.
in
that
the
crap they
old
do.
days when the men played the sport,
Yeah, when real men played.
they got smashed. Like if you ever watched those early '90s,
Could you imagine having that team and they did that shit? It's kind of like in baseball. Like they check themselves, like check each other.
oh yeah,
Like they would check your ass. Like you, yeah. Like they are gonna catch you behind in the alleyway. They'll do it on the court, and they'll make sure that you want to get touched. All right, you're gonna get fucking touched.
dude, you got to watch Joe Dumars and the team, those bad boy Pistons, and watch their games. You just be like, that's real. That like really happened. They had Dennis Rodman, John Sally.
That's funny.
Dumars, I can't remember. Bill Lambier, Isaiah Thomas. They were called the Bad Boys. And there's a reason they were called the Bad Boys. The Showtime Lakers tried to go into Detroit and they swept them. Yeah. And that's Magic and Cream and the boys.
That's funny.
Although the Lakers did beat them the year before. And what would that have been? Like 88, I think. In game 7 by 1 point. So Detroit almost got a 3-peat. But that team was really good. But it was because they just beat everybody up.
That's funny.
The Bad Boys. Yeah, these teams like this Golden State Warriors team against the Bad Boy Pistons,
Okay.
they wouldn't last one quarter. They'd
No.
be completely black and blue and
Yeah, definitely not. Chris says maybe Nakamura is calling out CM Punk with this cryptic promo. I don't know who he's calling out. It's just kind of funny. too funny. We are on a full-blown commercial right now.
Yeah. Letha's playing on her emails.
Well, figured I should probably get rid of some of them.
Yeah, like a normal person.
Well, yeah. Not sure what weirdness is about.
Texas. I think they're up. Yes, they are up.
Chris says maybe Nakamura is calling. Oh, I read that one. He says Bad Boys versus Triplets versus Murders Row.
Yeah, it was just good basketball back in those days.
It sounds like it, especially with those names. Are you looking for the perfect pit stop? You can cash in your hotel.
Look at this. See how he's mad at Jordan? Now watch. He just comes up and just pushes. They just beat up Jordan all the time. You see him lick his hand. Shove him. This is lame. The Pistons.
It's funny.
Dude, it was so funny. Like, and he would have conniption fits.
That's funny. Pickle's like, how long was I knocked out for? I didn't know.
2 hours.
Not very long, because it's only like an hour and a half in. So I think you've only been gone for about 45 minutes. However long it was a while, because you weren't here.
Uh-oh. The first Chinese woman ever to compete in the WWE. Candace is going to win this, isn't she?
I wouldn't be surprised.
It's just fucking stupid if they do that.
They like to, fuck over the people that actually mean something. That's for Indy, too.
Here she comes! Zaya. Lee. Hey, it's another Zaya. Zaya Lee. Dragon Lee. Zaya Lee.
Yeah! So this is Candice and Zia Lee, two wrestlers we haven't seen in the ring for a while. So this is Zia Lee. It seems like they don't know what to do with her, kind of the same problem they had with Lacey Evans.
I've seen this. Big Trouble in Little China. You can't tell me that's not what she's doing. And if it is what she's doing, it might not be from that movie. It might be something that they actually do, and they put it in Big Trouble in Little China.
Ooh, probably.
But it still happened in Big Trouble in Little China. That's all I know about China. Is from that movie. They have gangs.
They have gangs.
And they like to steal semi-truck. That's it. That's all I know.
Well, there
And
you
they
go.
have a leader named Lopan that's like 2,000 years old.
He likes green-eyed ladies.
Mm-hmm. When he laughs like that's so creepy.
That's funny.
Zia Lee has it all. She's athletic. She's strong. She's pretty. The only thing she can't do is cut a promo, but either can this other girl.
Right? So he's like, maybe Mulan. Pickle's like Chun-Li. So he says this crowd has been dead for most of the night for certain talent. Chris says, Zia Lee time.
Yeah.
Zia Lee.
Nothing wrong with her at all.
Old Zia Lee finally on TV again.
It's been like year or so or more
I have no idea.
since she's been in a ring.
I think they had her on house show shit for a while there.
Smack it!
Gross.
Oh, there you go. Smother.
Striking ability is
It's
really
hard
wet,
because the fans aren't sure what to do with her.
right?
They don't know who the baby faces are and the heels. It's just NXT shit. Here's another NXT match. It's like, what's going on?
It's true.
Hopefully Triple H is seeing what's happening and going, okay, the crowd is dead. Like, silent.
Well, I hope that the people that are above him are like, you've got only this so much amount of time
Yeah.
to fix this shit, and if you don't, then we will replace you. At this point.
Is
because-
Candice dead? The
I hope
referee might
so.
end this. Candice may... You can't do this. This is horse shit. This is the dumbest shit I've ever seen. If they let her continue, that's bullshit. Just
Just
this
end
is
it.
such
This
horse
is
shit.
fucking lame.
No, kick her again. The referee can't stop you from wrestling. Ring the bell if you don't want a match to happen. There, now it's over. Whew. Xia Li with the dub. Is the other girl gonna wrestle now? They're gonna replace her.
I guess. I have
See?
no idea. All I know
I can't
is
tell
I
if
was
she's
dumb.
in wrestling clothes though.
No, she's in regular clothes.
Yeah. She didn't put up the X though.
Wow, this is dumb as fuck.
Get rid of her. If she can't handle it, let her go.
Are they trying to like get people to like this dumb
it's just-
purple-headed
we
bitch?
saw it with fucking what's her name.
Because it's not
Liv.
going to work. You can try it all you want, but it's not going to make her popular. Oh, jeez. Sophie's like, you heard crickets when both these women came out. Sophie
yeah,
says Johnny Wrestling and Candice Wrestling wonder when they will team up and face Becky and Seth. Never.
What they
Ever.
need to do with Xia is make her Chinese. She is Chinese, right? But make her Chinese. She wears red. She's Chinese. And she's very evil.
Chris says Candice is discount Alexa Bliss.
Yeah,
Sophie
discount.
says maybe most of the talent are on their way to Saudi. That's why there's these certain NXT talents tonight. So
That
says,
could be it, too.
Is this Candice thing get knocked out quickly? And Sophie says, when did this match become MMA?
I don't know. It became
It's not MMA. And
It became stupid quick.
all I know is that I really never want to see that stupid
Pixie.
dumbass bitch on my TV ever again. But unfortunately, I probably will. So, there's
Well, we
that.
got to see Tegan Knox again. Although, the women in WWE, even the bad ones, are better than some of the good ones in AEW. I was watching that shit that they had on Friday. Did anybody watch that Friday night show, Rampage?
Oh, God.
And they had that women's four-way match.
Travis, baby, watch
What
crap.
the fuck, dude? It's like those women didn't know anything about wrestling at all. And were trying to figure it out. Like, hey, I watched this move this one time on TV. Let's try it. That's how they were fighting. Like, they would double bounce. Like, okay, lift me up. Okay, go. Like what the fuck am I watching?
It's not the time to
Abaddon
practice,
won.
people.
Abaddon won. And then she went on to lose.
Sophie says, is this Candice thing get knocked out quickly? Chris says, dumb slutty cunts on Raw.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
super fucked up. Sophie says, Rampage sounds like a channel flipping show. And Chris says, Sky Blue should have won, but Abaddon won.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine because we'd rather see Abaddon lose against Sheeta than Sky Blue, right?
Right.
If they're trying to push Sky Blue into something more.
Right, but I would have liked to seen Anna Jay lose to Sheeta. I'd have been okay with that.
Yeah.
Anna Jay should have won because she's a heel. And
Pickle says, was I supposed to? Nah, NBA was on. You didn't miss anything, so it's fine.
that's what I'm watching. Golden State Warriors are up by 12 over the Pelicans. Guy died on the court. Look at him, he's dead.
Oh no, he's broken.
Oh my god. See, that's like a flop. They should have. See, that should be called as a flop. But see, now he has to stay down so he doesn't get ejected.
Because he accidentally got
He
touched
got touched
by...
like this, and then he fell hard.
Oh
And now he's limping, and he's concussed, and his vagina's got all sorts of sand in it.
Well, you know. The twat sand. It's very irritating.
Diamondbacks getting out of trouble. Don't let Arizona hang around, Texas. We know they can put up runs, and they can put them up in a hurry.
Not the hurry.
You done yet?
Yeah, why?
See if you're coming back from your vacation.
Nobody was chatting. Sophie says, I can't believe tonight will be the first time Seth will wrestle on Raw in 4 months. When do the WWE talent start to leave for Saudi Arabia?
You know, I don't know. I would assume they're either flying themselves over there or that's just going to be a WWE plane. And so they'll all go together. That's my guess.
Sophie says, this feels like a Triple H heavy show.
Oh, boy. That's why the crowd is dead. He just found out his job's a pyramid scheme. You seen the football one? Was that a flag? And then he's like, so you can't do that? Can you, like, run them over? No,
Okay.
That would be a foul. He's like, what if you stomp on them and then run over them accidentally a couple times? That's still flag. He, like, wants to trample the quarterback.
Oh, jeez. Well,
Fatal
alrighty then.
5-way for the women's championship. It's the first ever women's 5-way in Saudi Arabia.
Ever. Pickle says sand vag was a common thing while deployed. Lots of sailors had it, I heard. That doesn't sound very surprising, Pickle. Chris says plane ride from hell part 2 coming up. So he says, did you see Vince was in the same crowd as Mike Tyson and Eminem this past weekend at that boxing pay-per-view in Saudi
Absolutely.
Arabia?
Saw him
Yeah.
and The Undertaker,
Yeah, lots of them were there. Lots of the peeps. The Crown Prince is very, active in that area.
That sports washing that he's doing.
Sports watching.
It's like, yeah, we killed a reporter, but we've got boxing.
But we let women do it.
Guess what we got? Soccer. People love soccer. Have you ever heard of this guy named Cristiano Ronaldo? He's sitting right next to me. Sports washing, which I don't care. I don't care what they do. You know, if a reporter gets lippy and you dehead him, maybe he shouldn't have got lippy. Right? It's like in 300, when Leonidas is like, watch your tongue. You're responsible for what you say.
Right.
And he's like, well, I just print the truth. And he's like, kicks him down the hill. Kicks him in the hole.
Right.
You'll find plenty of earth and water down there. This is madness. This is Sparta.
This is Sparta.
My thing is like lead with an iron fist like that. You know, why not?
Yeah, why not?
I mean, I don't know what they're printing. I don't know what they're doing that's wrong. But just because the West doesn't like it doesn't mean that it's wrong. It just means that they don't agree with it.
As long as they're not just killing people just to kill people, which is weird.
I mean, what kind of people are they just killing to kill, though, too? That's the other thing. What are they killing to kill?
I don't know. I feel like some of the persecution they have is on religious beliefs, but...
Yeah, I don't know if they do that in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, I don't think they do.
But in some
they
of those
might, I don't know.
Middle Eastern countries, they could. But.
I don't know if they do that there at all. I do know, like you said, that in that one city, they basically have no crime.
Oh, yeah. You can literally leave your phone somewhere, and it'll either be there or be in the lost and found place so you can get it back. They don't want to mess around. Can you imagine getting caught stealing something? Like, oh, God. And I'm not saying because they're going to cut your hand off. I don't know if they do that stupid shit. I've never seen it. Nobody in the audience had one hand.
Maybe they're not allowed to go to sporting events. They committed crimes, Travis.
Everybody's like
doesn't have an eye. Missing an ear.
Anything you can grab and slice in one motion.
They have no hands.
Why do you keep stealing?
How much can you steal without hands?
My Fitbit keeps falling off. How many steps have I taken?
Wouldn't that stay? I mean, how would you put it on?
You got like a pin that goes through.
Do they let you have prosthetics? Or is it...
Don't steal them, for fuck's
Do
sake.
they...
I stole somebody's prosthetic. They're gonna get me. Oh, shit. Yeah, I don't think that's happening. So, anyways.
I don't think it's happening either. Yeah. I just, It is a question that you have, though, like, why they have no, like...
I mean, they kind of glorified Aladdin for stealing. Right? He gets a princess and everything. And he stole all sorts of shit.
He did.
And Prince of Persia,
True.
the street urchin kid. He
Yeah.
stilled.
Yep. He's stilled. Robbie says, Shayna, my gosh. Sophie says, remember 5 years ago, the WWE couldn't have any women matches on their Saudi Arabia pay-per-view?
Yeah. The prince has
says-
come a long way.
Chris says Liv Morgan should be returning soon. Sophie says New Day versus the Judgment Day will be an interesting feud. Sophie says Vince said that their arena in Saudi Arabia is their home every time they go there. Robbie's like, Sophie, you do say some crazy lies.
Dude, you know what I want to see? And I'm not kidding about this, and I don't know if there's enough seats or whatever, but WWE needs to have a match in that place that Tyson Fury did.
Oh, yeah.
The ring comes out of the ground, and there's a stage that... So
if
there's
they
a
don't
rock
utilize
stage,
that again, that's weird.
and then it slides off, and then the ring literally comes up. They could have some epic classics and something like that.
It's true.
Like the ring just disappears, and then they're wrestling all over.
Sophie says, now we have 2 women matches Saturday with 7 women or more involved.
Yeah.
Sophie also says, wow, Drew brought up that he won the championship at Mania with nobody in the arena thanks to COVID.
Yeah, they say that all the time.
People is laughing. My goodness, someone's going to be double L.
I never say it was
a
because of
double L.
COVID. What I say is because of people's reaction to COVID. It wasn't because of COVID. COVID didn't do anything.
Well, the people didn't necessarily react, but they made people react. Idiots.
Right.
Chris says Seth does lose in Saudi Arabia. Yeah, you think he does? That's mean.
Wow, that's a big one.
He also says,
I mean, I've seen him lose once.
Don't forget mummy shenanigans. Mummy shenanigans.
Oh, yeah. Brandon Fraser.
Sophie says, after Drew, who will Seth face?
Becky Lynch. She's She's going to go for the title. She wants them all. She's a belt collector.
Wow.
Is it not the greatest thing ever?
What is it?
Everybody that talks on social media says it. The champion should fight all the time. And then Seth is like, oh, I'm going to defend the title, blah, 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 blah.
He hasn't done it for
It's been 4
fucking
months, and now he's going to defend it. Now, granted, he's fought on pay-per-views, but we're talking about on TV. I say it all the time. A champion shouldn't fight on TV. And another thing is a champion shouldn't be on TV. Roman does it right. Seth is on there, and he does other shit, but and it's okay. But just not
He's trying
too
to
often.
build up that belt.
Yeah, make it relevant.
And that's just different. You know, the other things just kind of already established, but
So it's 11 our time.
yeah.
Just let me know. I can point things out.
Mm-mm.
I already
You
made
know.
it.
You can't.
1 p.m. Eastern this Saturday.
His TPS reports. Aw. Office Space. His TPS reports. Did you get the memo about the TPS reports?
No.
So it says, remember, Seth have lost.
Hey, Barry
Seth
Sanders is there.
has lost in Saudi Arabia before. Remember his match against The Fiend?
I do. And it was set up because of his match at Hell in a Cell that the crowd turned on him, and he never recovered from that.
Nope.
He's still
barely kind of coming back
He's
from it.
just now you're starting to see him become relevant since that. Mm-hmm. That literally destroyed him. Not the loss. The Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah. Pickle says, has anybody seen this new Pet Cemetery movie? Have not.
No.
Sophie says, I could see Drew win, but by DQ. Pickle says, the boogeyman makes a return.
I did watch that Five Nights
at Freddy's.
That one. I did watch that.
We watched that. Sophie says Roman does it right, but the fans are mad about it. Chris says, do you think if LA Knight was a champ, would Hugh be okay with him being off TV like Roman? So when he come out to cut a promo, it will feel more special?
Yeah, of course, but that's not happening. Like, they're not getting rid of the bloodline, so that's not happening.
Sophie says LA Knight versus Roman could be a great match. Goldberg killed The Fiend in Saudi Arabia. Chris says, yep, The Fiend changed Seth forever until now.
Mm-hmm.
And Chris says, yeah, Freddy's wasn't scary.
No, I don't think it was really necessarily supposed to be. Some of the jump scene, there was like, the one when the guy was in the hallway, and I told you it was going to happen because he was way down there, the robot, and then he was just there.
Oh, yeah.
That was kind of the jump scene of the show. But I
Yeah.
saw it coming a mile away. There's no way they put somebody on the end of the hallway and then they come all the way down the hallway. So you knew it was going to just be a pop. Although on that commercial with...
Weak ass bitch.
That was me this weekend.
Yeah.
Weak ass bitch.
Weak ass bitch.
I couldn't open the garlic.
Was that this weekend?
I think so. I don't know when else it could have been.
It was Friday. It was Friday before our show. When I cooked those little steaks and French fries.
Oh, yeah. There's some little steaks in there somewhere.
Garlic French fries. No, I don't want you.
Hey, buddy. Mom has a sucker for you. Like cat.
I don't want you on my lap. It's uncomfortable having you on my lap.
Poor guy. Did you get up and get a sucker?
Yeah. I took my chips and put them away. I got a sucker and grabbed my keys.
I don't remember you leaving. I like that Zoe takes care of herself. was gonna say something positive about her before I ripped into her for being hideous. She looked like Hatchet face off of what's that show called? Crybaby.
Oh God, Hatchet face.
Remember Hatchet face? She's all smiles. She goes. She smiles.
I love that movie, and don't be mean to her.
To Hatchet face.
Yeah. So it says if LA Knight loses, where does his momentum go? LA Knight
Nowhere.
momentum is hot right now.
Dude, you don't lose momentum if you lose to Roman. We saw that. You only lose to your momentum if you got the momentum from the bloodline. He didn't get the momentum from the bloodline. So he'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. Sophie's like, ah, cute kitty.
Yeah.
You've seen it before. It's Leopold.
It's Leopold. It's Leopold.
With his dagger claws. Chris says, yeah, LA Knight cannot lose this man. He has too much momentum. This will be WWE's second greatest mistake since Taker loses his streak.
Stop. That's not him. That's not. You're funny. Seth Rollins is just as over as MJF, like crowd-wise.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, who's that? It's McDowell.
McDowell. So it says, interesting that Damian Priest teasing he will cash in on all the champions. That is like the second or third time he mentioned that since he won Money in the Bank. People's like, no, not at all. LA Knight needs a strong Royal Rumble push.
L.A. Knight. Yeah, I mean, maybe him and Cody are the last two in there.
Oh my God, are they trying to make Napoleon tall?
What? Which? Over there? Huh. They have a Napoleon movie?
They're having Joaquin Phoenix play Napoleon.
Dude, that dude's a great actor.
I'm not saying he's not a good actor. I'm just saying it's funny they're going to have him play Napoleon.
Knowing him, he probably cut off his
They should have
legs or
what's-his-face
something.
play it. He's a really good actor, too.
Oh, yeah. The guy
South Pole Elf.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say.
I can't remember his name. You know, every once in a while I can remember Dinkle.
I never have known it. But yeah.
His last name is Dinkle, but I can't
they
remember his
could have
first
had
name right now.
him play it. I think of him from Pixels, but...
Whatever.
Right.
Game of Thrones, Pixels,
Game of
South
Thrones.
Pole Elf. Whatever, wherever. He did, I guess, a really good movie. Somebody was talking about it. I can't remember what it was. Like kind of a serious movie, I guess.
Has anybody ever done a part, like a midget, done a part in a movie that, like... where they
Little
weren't
person.
a midget?
Yes.
Like they're just like a normal, like just... Did normal things? Did normal stuff?
The Game of Thrones, yeah.
No, like a modern day movie.
Mm.
Like he's a cop or something. That'd be kind of cool.
I don't know.
Like just have a normal, like just and nobody, they don't even bring it up in the movie. Like nobody says it.
Well, I understand that, but I think it would be hard because military and even cops, you have to be a certain height in order to be that. That's not being discriminatory against them. That's just for safety reasons.
Perfect movie right there. So then he wears weird things on his legs to get longer.
Why are we having?
No, it's perfect. And then, but because then it would be a comedy about it. But it would be a funny, good. You could still make it good. And then all of a sudden they find out. But what are they going to do? Take his like medals away or whatever? Just saying. Could be good.
So if it says tonight's Raw has been bad, at least we have seen fresh matches for the Royal Rumble. I can see Gunther, LA Knight winning it. Pickle is like, go on. Chris says, yeah, fuck off, Seth. You still didn't get to main event Mania. Cry me a river.
Oh, thank God. Not that I like McDowell.
Oh, McDowell's shutting him up.
It's like, Seth, shut the up, dude. You just talked for 25 minutes, so die.
You did. Pico's like, little man. Yeah, no one will take that movie serious. Right?
It's like Joanna Man in basketball, but it would be for something that you had to be taller for. Hey, Arizona, I told you, no, don't let them lurk. They just got something. I don't know what, but I saw a dude running around the bases. Can you imagine if they did McDonough or whatever his name is in one of those dolls?
They wouldn't even have to change the proportions.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But if they did and they did it like actual size, it wouldn't be able to hold it. Because they're already bigger. And his head's like two or three times the size of a normal person.
Right.
He's got like Andre the Giant's head. I wonder what his hat size is. Like a 9.5. They just showed a close-up of his face. His head is so big. Looked like a bobblehead.
Was there close-up, like, far away?
Yeah. But it was zoomed, you know, like, so it was just perfect. To show how big his head is. Look at that head. And you know what hurts is his neck's long, too. Mm-hmm. If he had a shorter neck, it probably wouldn't look so bad.
Right.
But he's got this long-ass neck. The Raiders scoring touchdowns like it's going out of style.
Peter Dinklage. Can't remember his
Dinklage?
stupid name. Yeah.
No way I'll ever remember that.
I know.
And who named him Dinklage? Like his parents are named
That's
Dinklage.
his real last name he has.
Do you think he has it in his bloodline, and then they named him his great because he was little, so they call him Dinklage?
I have no idea, sweetie, why he's called Dinklage, sweetheart.
Do you know they didn't used to have the surnames until the Black Death? And that's where they really came from.
Wow, okay.
Well, because you knew Joe. Right? Like, there's Joe. Mm-hmm. And there's Paul. Mm-hmm. And Philip. Because there wasn't that many people.
Right.
And then you'd say, oh, Philip with the dog. Oh, Philip with the plow. Right? Well, anyways, during the Black Death, they lost so many people that they had to, like, the villages had to bring people in from cities. Like, not cities, but from other places to help them get... And then these Joes and Pauls and Phillips were coming. And nobody knew who they were, so they named them. So then they gave them two names.
Oh.
So that's kind of where that starts, is like, nobody knew their fucking name. Because the real Paul is dead from the Black Death. And so now you got Paul the Butcher or whatever. Paul Dinkle. Dinkley or whatever. What was it? Dinkless?
Dinklage.
Dinklage.
Weirdo.
Dinkless. Old Dinkless. Oh, I guess Arizona didn't get a homer. I saw him running around the base. Why was he running around the base of? Oh my goodness. McDoe.
The only bad thing about him is he's a advocate for PETA. For shame, my friend.
Does that mean he's a veg?
Yeah, he's a vegetarian.
I don't know what PETA is exactly. I mean, I kind of do, but I don't know enough about him to say, ooh, you know, either way. It's AI. They're asking AI.
What did they ask it?
Just a question, like AI, who has the most sports? So AI showed up and told him. That's his name, AI.
Oh, jeez.
Allen Iverson.
Oh, God.
Like, why do you keep asking me all these questions?
That's funny.
I never even got that. I've seen that commercial 100 times. Never realized what it was about.
That's funny.
It is funny because every time I hear people talk about AI, I think of Allen Iverson. Practice. Not talking about a game. Talking about practice. Not a game. Not a game, but practice. You ever heard that meltdown?
Mm-mm.
He didn't go to practice one time, and he got in trouble, so he was on the bench in a game. And then after the game, because he played eventually, but he didn't start. And then,
Right?
then he's like, we're having a press conference about practice. Not a game. Practice. It's like, well, maybe you should have went to practice, and we wouldn't have been having the conversation. Not a game. Not a game.
funny.
But practice. Da, 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 da. I have a question. This is for everybody. Is it a sports responsibility to be popular with women?
No.
Okay, so here's my question. Does anyone know how many men live in the United States and how many women live in the United States?
I don't.
I don't either, but I'm pretty sure there's more women than men, but I could be wrong. But it's close enough to 50-50 that I'm going to say 50-50.
Okay.
So if the WNBA or any women's sport, I don't care what sport it is, isn't doing good, isn't it women's fault? Shouldn't women watch those sports? It shouldn't be up to men to watch women's sports. Shouldn't, I mean, if it's 50-50 population, I'm not saying like everybody should share things. I'm just saying like if you have a league, a women's league, men shouldn't have anything to do with it. Meaning, they can. I'm not saying they can. Just like women can go to men's stuff. I'm not saying they can't. I'm just saying it's not up to them. They shouldn't say, well, men should pay for the women's stuff, subsidize it, so that they can have sports. Now, granted, I have daughters. I understand. But I feel like the women sitting at home should have to take that responsibility.
To watch it?
To watch it and pay for it and make it thrive. So the WNBA should have just as many fans, and those women should make just as much money as the NBA. Because there's exactly the same amount of men and women. So why doesn't it? Because women don't support it. Yet it's somehow there's something wrong with our culture and men are pigs, and it's a man's fault that women aren't getting the same money and they're not getting paid the same. They're not getting in sports. I'm just sports, by the way.
Right.
The women's soccer team wants to make the same as the men's soccer team. Okay. Have the women show up and watch your shit. It's that simple.
Right.
Sell the tickets. Am I wrong? Anybody? Everybody? I mean, you can go off on me. It's fine. I don't care. I mean, I care because it won't
It's a
hurt my
genuine question.
feelings. It's a genuine question.
It says, wow, this is a second mention of what happened in 2020, including real life stuff. I think that's the first time they mentioned this stuff on WWE TV. They avoided it before. Chris said, I thought Seth's nickname was always Architect, even when he was the Monday Night Messiah, but he just rejected his Architect nickname.
Right, yeah, because he was the architect because of the Shield. He was the architect of the Shield. It was
Yeah.
a big, famous thing.
Sophie says Seth had so many nicknames over the years. John Moxley said in an interview if AEW wasn't in existence in 19, he would have still leave the WWE. The Simpsons Family Guy crossover was both interesting and weird. Chris says the Black Dahlia. And Sophie says, I think being a vegan is worse than being a vegetarian. Chris says, I night watched some Addams Family TV show later than the Halloween trilogy 18 to 22 movies.
I like those two.
Sophie says The Simpsons also somehow predicted Zoom meetings. You have to be a real nerd to know the answer to that question. Or population thing. Sophie says, how many women want to watch the same sport as their boyfriend or husband?
Right, but it's not the point. The point is you can't complain about the women's sport not being successful if you're not going to it. So women should go to those. And okay, so women don't like sports. They don't want to go see sports. Okay, then those women suffer because other women don't want to support them. Mm-hmm. Plain and simple. Like, it's just fact.
Piccola says, is that the demographic? Women will rather watch murder shows on Lifetime and cooking specials.
I'm not going to argue it. Maybe they should do live murders.
It's called The First 48.
But live.
Sophie says, what you saying about sports also goes for actors and actresses?
100%. If it's an all-women's movie like Bridesmaids, if it doesn't sell as much as Mission Impossible, it's not the men's responsibility to go support that movie. Mm-mm. It's the women and the... By the way, that movie's fucking fantastic. I've seen that movie like 30 times. Huh. And I would watch it right now.
I make him watch it.
Anyways.
That and The Heat. It's fucking hilarious.
But...
You're doing it, ain't ya? You're shitting in the street.
Shitting in the street. And, and there are some all-women's movies that aren't that bad. I've never seen that Ocean 6 or 7 or whatever it is with Sandra Bullock and those other women. I don't know who's in it because I haven't seen it. But most of the time they try to, split it up so there's love interests and stuff.
Right.
Like Wonder Woman. Think about Wonder Woman without that Chris Pine or whatever his name is. Mm. I think his name's something Pine. Mm-hmm. That movie would have bombed.
Mm-hmm. The Ghostbusters one.
But yet it was Wonder Woman. But
I'm pretty sure it was Chris Hemsworth.
No.
No?
No, it's Pine. His name's Pine.
Oh.
I just don't know what his first name is.
Chris.
Is it Chris? Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, he's in that Dungeons and Dragons too.
Yes?
Yeah, he's the main guy.
Mm-mm.
Don't.
Not their secretary guy.
Secretary.
Are you talking about the
Okay,
Ghostbusters
well, first of all, you're
with the
talking
girls?
About Ghostbusters. I'm talking about Wonder Woman.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
By the way, Ghostbusters, the women's one, isn't terrible either. Mm-mm. But instead of doing it what they did, why didn't they do it different? Just make a new movie about ghosts and women that hunt them.
Mm-hmm. So it's like women should be paid the same amount as the men. Most of them are. There is no such thing as a gender whatever.
Wait, hold on. Are we talking about in sports? No, they shouldn't. You should sell tickets, and when you sell tickets, then you should get paid.
That's true.
That's it. McDo. He just busted a hole in the ring with that giant egg. But no, you can't pay women the same amount as men in sports. It doesn't work. Now, if it's a sport, they can do the same thing. Now, here's an example, like darts. If a woman and a man play in darts, I'm not going to ever say a man's better at it than a woman. like, I wouldn't even attempt to say that. First of all, because I have no knowledge of darts, except for it's huge in other countries. And I would assume the women could easily play with the men.
Like that Asian lady that plays pool.
Yeah, the Black Widow.
She's fucking insanely awesome. She could beat men.
That's the other one. Like, men and women should play against each other in those sports. I don't know why you would need a women's league and a man's league in pool. Like, because there's no way power has anything to do with it. There probably is an advantage if you're tall. You know, if you're like 6'6" or something, and you can get to certain balls, which might give them an advantage. But not all men are 6'6". You know what I mean? Like, some of those guys that play pool might be short, 5'8", 5'4", 5'3". I don't know. I don't know any heights. They don't give you height and weight for pool. Anyways, there are certain sports where I think it does not matter what sex you are.
True.
And obviously there's other sports where that's all that matters. Like fighting. It's Natalia. And Jim the Anvil Neidhart, that's Natalia's dad.
And she's speaking Natalia?
And she's Natalia. Oh no, she's Bret the Hitman Hart. So she's Bret Hart and she's Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Natalia's not gonna be happy about that. Either that or she's gonna love it. Oh my gosh. They are going up against Natalia. They're going to come out as Bret, Jim the Anvil. I was wondering with the hair. Oh. She can wear that. She's Liv Morgan. So Natalia's Liv Morgan with some bumps on her chest. Is my guess. I don't know who else she'd be.
Oh. Weird.
I mean, Natalia can wear that every day of the week, and I'm fine with it. Either that or she's the bunny from AEW.
Peagle says, of course, I will compare this to the YouTube shorts I follow. Mostly men's sports highlights are about an athletic move, a tackle, a catch, etc. But with women's sports, it's usually something physically attractive. Yeah.
Right. And the reason is because they're trying to get men to watch it. Because men watch that stuff. That's what I'm getting. That's literally what I'm talking about. Like, so in reality, if you want women, not want women, women have to support women. That should be the thing that they're pushing, is that women at home should be going to women's events. Go to your local women's college and watch their games. Go to the local women's high school games. Go to the local women's junior high games. Like, go support the young women as women, and then go support your major league teams once they get there, because those girls will have that. Seriously, if a women's basketball league in high school is selling out giant venues, they're going to start making women's professional basketball leagues sell out too. But it's up to women to do it. I don't think it's up to men to do it. And then you don't have to have the sex part of it to sell to the woman's husband, so she'll take her husband. Like, oh, you can come watch these girls. It'll just be the best of the best instead of the sexiest of the sexy. You know, lingerie football.
Right.
But you can't just expect men to do both. Like, okay, well, you've got to go watch the greatest athletes in the world in the NBA, but then you got to go watch the women play basketball. Like, what? Both the women, it's like, well, it's your responsibility to go watch them.
Sophie says this is a banger match. Sophie says the female reboot of the Ghostbusters wasn't great. Piccolo says the girl with the cute top on, the tight yoga pants on, sex sells no matter which female athlete's spotlighted. Piccolo says Ocean's 8. It has Kate Blanchett, Rihanna, Anne Hathaway, the witch gal from Harry Potter.
Oh, really? Hermione? Whatever her name is.
Emma
Watson.
Sophie says making an all-female reboot of a male version, and I was talking about movies. Don't women and men compete against each other in a sport? I forget which one.
There's certain sports that they should. Like I said, darts, bowling. I don't know. Women can throw as hard as men in bowling. Bowling might be a little more physical. I don't know. I don't know women bowling.
So it says, I mean, to say making an all-female reboot of a male version must be hard to do. I wonder what the main event is going to be. Piccolo says Catwoman. Nice. Well, she's not a cat. She's a bunny.
That's a bunny.
Sophie says Adam Pearce is giving random people an opportunity to get the IC championship. Men do support other male sports. You don't see that many women support women's sports.
Right.
I'm pretty sure that is Travis's kind of his point.
That's my only point. There is 50-50 women to men ratio in the United States. There is no excuse why the WNBA makes zero money. There's none. Except for the women don't go watch it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's your answer. Women don't support it. Professional softball should be a thing. And to be honest, I'd go watch that anyways. But it's up to women to sell out. And then the men can get the straggle seats because they can't find any.
Right.
Just like if a woman went to try to watch a UFC fight, she got to buy the tickets early, because all the men are buying the shit. Not saying there's not women in the crowd. I'm just saying that it's mostly men. It's Becky. Now that you're at rock bottom, her name is Lyra. Did you send me a text?
Uh-huh. I did.
Is it scary?
No.
I think you made me watch that once.
I've been wanting to watch it again, but it's not streaming anywhere, so. You'd lose it.
Okay.
Sophie says, what would make women want to watch women's sports? I think women like men's sports a lot more than their own sport, which is surprising.
Why do they keep doing that? They've done that too many times now. I want to watch that match. It's a trick or street fight.
It's lots of candy, pie,
I thought I said something inappropriate.
bobbing apples. What did you think you said?
I don't know. I didn't think I said anything. But you texted me, so I was like, "Oh shit, I did something."
No, I was just sending you that movie. I always forget about it because it's such a long name for a movie.
Mm-hmm.
So it says, wow, a kickoff match at a pay-per-view. They haven't done that in a while. Sami Zayn making his second Saudi Arabia trip. They have been teasing
a show, are they?
Xia Li versus Becky Lynch the past few weeks.
I don't know if I'm going to cover that. Who's on it? Do we know who's going to be on it?
Oh no, mean.
Brett would have handed it to the kid. He puts it on the kids.
The sunglasses.
Mm-hmm.
Are they both her dad?
No, Brett's her uncle.
Oh.
So Brett is a Hart. Right? He's Bret Hart. And Jim the Anvil isn't really a Hart. He married Brett's sister. So he took her name. Not really, but you know what I mean. So Natalia's not really a Hart. She's a Hart, by the way. But through her mom side. So her last name wouldn't be Hart. But her dad's Jim the Anvil. Neidhart.
She's terrified of bunnies?
Oh, shit! Saw this before. And she quit, remember?
Yeah, she did. She cried about it and then left.
She went to AEW and became
She had
world
like
champion.
she had like a meltdown for over a year and then showed up in AEW.
Became champion.
Piccolo says, well, this themed match should be pretty entertaining. So he says Sammy versus JD, they announced for the pre-show. So he says the Hart family tree is more confusing than the Rock's family tree.
Yeah.
Oh, look. So if you like candy corn, the kendo stick is painted like candy corn.
Candy canes, candy corn, and syrup.
Oh.
Oh.
As Piccolo says, wow, any food spots are gross. Yeah.
Yeah, no matter what. Do you remember the dog food one? Or chili or whatever
That
it
they
was?
made Roman eat.
It was Roman. It had Roman in it, but I don't remember if it was him getting
He was
it.
the big dog. They fed it to him.
Yeah.
They like made him eat it. Because he's the big dog. This is before he was
He's
champion.
got whipped cream all over. They need to, they could do a lot more with that whipped cream.
Travis.
Look at all sexy.
You and Chris.
Well, I can't
He
help
needs
it.
to be in the chat so you guys can play off of each other of your grossness.
Well, I'm just
And you're
saying.
nasty.
This is the thing. Like, if you want men to watch women's sports, it's sex. If you want women to watch women's sports, then women need to go out and sport it.
Robbie's like, that's the mentality do you crybabies have? Oh, okay. Sophie says, I also like all types of candy. I also like candy canes as well. I don't expect this to last this long.
Oh, Chelsea, nobody was home.
Oh, no.
Natalya should have worn this outfit her whole career, and she'd be world champion still.
It's not the type of bobbing for apples we want.
Oh, Jim the Anvil just got nailed. Beating up her dad. Looks like Wolfgang from NXT.
Oh, God.
A double.
Oh,
Here
jeez.
it comes.
Pico's like, Baron Corbin had it the worst.
No. Oh, shit.
What? I forgot what they did to him.
He got covered in food. That's the one I
Dog
thought what
food?
it was. Yeah. I thought that
Oh.
he was tied up to the ring post. Or whatever. It was disgusting. I don't like food in matches. And they do it quite a bit.
Yeah, it is pretty gross. So this is, it'll be interesting to see when Sonya comes back from injury where she would fit in.
Yeah, I mean, it was a knee, wasn't it? Didn't she tear a knee?
I don't remember what happened.
For some reason I thought it was a knee, so she's going to be out a while. What was that?
It's a head.
That was Nikki Cross. It's a nutcase.
It's a nutcase, Nikki Cross.
She's shitting the bed and rolling it crazy.
Right?
Who's Daryl Dixon?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, you got to be careful with those pumpkins. Slip and tear something.
Right? They're all slimy.
It's not just her head. Her nose twitched. You
You
creep.
big creep.
It's trick or treat season. Uh-oh.
Who do you
She
think?
got a bag.
What kind of bag? What's in the bag? Candy?
Thumbtacks.
Thumbtack candy?
Oh,
Candy
no,
corn?
Candy corn.
Not the candy corn.
I like candy corn. I don't
They used to use tacks, but now they use candy corn.
Oh, shit. Chelsea's going through it. Chelsea Green kicks out.
Pickle says, this is the weirdest game of Twister ever witnessed. Right? Yeah. So it was like Baron Corbin is one of the rare people that pinned Roman, but that was before Roman became the tribal chief. So
he's the only one that's pinned Roman besides the Usos when they won that tag team match they had.
Oh, well. So it says, do you expect Sonya and Chelsea to remain champions this long if Sonya didn't get hurt?
No. It would be gone, I think.
Pico says, yo, Nikki Cross is damn scary.
Here it is.
So it's like, still don't get where this Nikki Cross storyline is going.
It's over.
Was she going to get her?
Yeah, she won it.
Chelsea actually won that? Damn, girl. Good for you.
What the fuck is going on? I guess it's better than Abaddon.
That's true. I think it's hilarious that she really decided to go for that character and put the hair on her chest as well. Piper Niven's like, and we're going to put some hair on her chest. So it was like 29 minutes left. Why is this crowd dead most of the night? Peel's like, look at all that pie wasted. I know, Pickle. I was looking at pumpkin pies at Costco, and I was like, do I want to make myself sick on pumpkin pie, never to eat it on Thanksgiving? I was like, yum, yum, yum. So it says the Nikki Cross character reminds me when she was going to be Nikki Ash. ASH.
It's kind of been a long night, but at the same time, it's not, like, stressful or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, normally it's so, like, you just want to get to end.
Right.
So it hasn't been too bad. Football game's going pretty good. Basketball game's over. And if it's not over, it's basically over because they were up by, like, 26 or something. He's safe at first. No, he's out. Well, I can't tell where his toe is. Yeah, he's out.
Pants are ripped.
He's out.
Pretty sure that guy had a ripped pants.
Yeah. His britches. His knickers.
The toughest decision for the old man. Look, he's going to go cry about it. Look how I was crying all about it.
I don't know which one you're watching. The Bachelor?
Yeah, that old dude. The old Bachelor guy. So he says, even though it is 3 hours, it sometimes feels like Raw just started. He feels like, I'm not going to lie, I've smashed a whole silk pie in 3 days before. Yeah, but Pickle, have you smashed a whole Costco pie by yourself before?
And I have. I have eaten a full Costco cheesecake in one, not one sitting, but in one day.
Was it a day?
Yeah, he got mad at me.
Oh, I did. That's right. You did. Because I was like, what the fuck? There's no way you ate the whole thing. You're like, yeah, I did. I was like,
I have no
I wanted some.
I'll leave you a slip. I have no problem pounding a cheesecake. Now, I have a problem for the next 3 days, but I won't have a problem the day of.
He doesn't eat that stuff anymore. But when he did,
yeah,
like 10 years ago, 12, 11 years ago.
Yeah, I did stop eating the
Yeah, you stopped
stuff.
eating that kind of stuff like about 9 years ago, 8 years ago.
I forgot about that.
Basically, when you moved, when we moved in here.
Mm-hmm. It was a little bit before, but
yeah,
I think I still ate some cheese. You know what does it is that those damn cheese balls. You know, they're like this big of a bottle.
Oh.
because I'll eat the whole fucking thing. What? Like, seriously, I could eat one of those watching Raw. Just the whole thing. Mm-hmm. And it's like, oh my God, that's half gone.
Sophie says,
Like, that's
when do you...
supposed to last like a month.
Right. Sophie says, when do you start thinking about Thanksgiving plans? We don't really anymore, Sophie. We just... There's not a get-together, and it's kind of like the week of for our families.
Yeah.
And stuff.
I don't really do a lot.
We have such a small family on both our sides that it's just... There just isn't very much planning.
I mean, we used to do it here, but it's like such a hassle.
It probably wouldn't be so much of a hassle now. We just have Argus.
Just do it.
Yeah. Make her do it at her house. They probably have enough room inside,
I'm sure they
maybe.
can.
I don't know how big their front room is or whatever. Do tables and stuff over there.
Maybe get them...
It wouldn't be so bad. Get him that... Have you seen that table that... I think they show it on TikTok sometimes. Anyways, it comes out of the wall, but when it goes up against the wall, it's only out this far. And like the sides or panels or whatever goes into like a coffee table type thing and stuff. So you have like a coffee table, and then you have like the table, and the table like pulls out, and you can make it as long as you want, basically, from the wall.
That's really cool.
I'm surprised you haven't seen it on one of those shorts on YouTube or whatnot.
How's my TikTok video doing? Did you go look
I
at it?
haven't looked at it.
You haven't looked at it?
I looked at it once. That was it. But I haven't seen it since then, and that was over the weekend. People's like, one sitting? Yeah, and it's like a New York cheesecake, so it doesn't have extra stuff or anything like that. And they're like, you know, I don't know if you've ever gotten like Costco stuff or even Sam's Club or whatever, but they're not small. People's like turtle cheesecake. They have a pumpkin cheesecake that they do, that Costco does during this time of the year. Oh my God, that thing is delicious. Crown Jewel stuff. Seth and Drew. Solo and Cena. Cody and Damian.
Sorry, McKenna sent me a bunch of stuff on that hockey player, Diane.
Oh, I think I sent you just one thing.
Have you sent me stuff?
I sent you one thing on it.
Like, I don't know why I don't get notifications when you send me stuff anymore. Yeah, there's 2 things on here.
Yeah. His name.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what McKenna sent me. Same thing.
Yeah.
She tagged me in it. See.
Oh. Ravi says, I woke up from a nap to my horror, a big Samoan woman shouting at me, Naomi smash. I guess it's Halloween.
That's in their comments. She wrote that.
Oh.
So if you were to go to my thing, then...
You would be able to see it.
It's right there.
It's because you said dead body. I'm pretty sure.
So this is the guy that did it. See how he just kind of hiding?
Mm-hmm.
Because he did it on purpose.
Oh, I'm sure he did at this point.
7,200.
That's not very many. I thought it would be way more than
It
that.
grows. And plus it's like just the way it is. Like sometimes it'll slow down. That'll be at 70,000 by New Year's. Or next year. Candace Parker. That's the girl.
Candace Parker.
Right there. On the top right.
Mm-hmm.
When I was younger and She was younger. Who was the guy in New York that had the talk show? He got in a lot of trouble. I want to say his name's like Enos Hines or something, but that's not his name. But you know what I'm talking about?
No, that's not.
It was the comment was with her
Oh.
because she played at Tennessee.
Oh.
And he was talking about how pretty they were.
How pretty they were.
All the girls in Tennessee were so pretty. And then the girls at Rutgers, and I'm not going to say it, but...
The comment he made about it.
Yeah, he felt like he lost his job for like a week. Then they realized that, like, oh, no. He's our ratings. Sorry, do an apology. You're coming back.
Sorry, I told the truth.
Well...
That's not the type of apology we wanted.
It's not the truth. I mean, you don't know if they're sluts or not. You know what I mean?
Oh.
To say hoes.
They could have been garden utensils. Nobody knows that.
Right, but you shouldn't call college
Angry
girls
kitty. Angry. Yeah, you are, huh? Yeah.
Now,
Matt.
granted, they weren't anywhere near as pretty as the Tennessee girls. Like,
Right.
well, as you could see, Candace Parker. And then there was a lot of pretty ones, but she was their star.
Robbie says, what's better, D, turtle cheesecake or New York cheesecake? Well, I personally would rather have New York cheesecake just because you can do stuff to it.
What's a turtle cake?
It's like nuts and caramel and stuff. Chocolate.
Yeah, it's fine. You could still add strawberries to it or something.
Pico says, oh, some old white guy. Amos, Arliss, somewhat like that.
Yeah, and he was like a big deal. He donated lots of money to charities all the time. And so when he got fired, they were like, oh, dude, you can't do that.
Like, he's actually a really good guy. Ooh, short. You mad?
Like, I mean, people got mad at him, but like he donated to like the Negro College Fund and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
Like it was.
That's
like,
what I mean. Like,
it's like, dude, you
can't do that to somebody who's like, I donate to.
You don't want me to donate anymore,
right?
And they're like, oh, well, shit. Like we didn't. They just did it immediately. They just fired him, and then they're like, oh, so he got his show back literally within. It was way less than a month. Pretty sure it was a couple weeks, maybe even a week that he was back on the air. Like, don't do that. He saved somebody's farm. Somebody called and was telling him about their problems they were having and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so he talked about it on the internet, and then he decided, not the internet, but the radio waves,
Mm-hmm.
and decided to do some sort of a little fundraiser or whatever. And then I guess Donald Trump's like, how much do they need? So they ended up making, like, this poor farmer just wanted to save his farm. Next thing he knows, it's paid off. Like, the whole thing, it's done. Like, his deed's paid off.
That's funny.
Well, I just couldn't make this month rent, guys. I'd be fine next month. Well, now you don't have to worry about it.
That's funny.
It's so weird. I can't think of his name. Imus?
Robbie says, "Do you will know? Can you make cheesecake without the cheese?" No, not really. Pickle says, my algorithm had put me on some racy dating show on YouTube. You want me to send you a link? Oh no. Racy dating show. Sure, send the link.
Don Imus.
Pickle, found it. found. It's Dawn Imus.
Yeah.
You and Travis basically at the same time. That's funny.
Old Dawn. Hey, Arizona scored. Is it the bottom of the ninth or top?
It's the top of the ninth. Robbie says, yep, same ads dating website throughout the stream. That really sucks for you.
Whoop.
Maybe it's trying to tell you something.
Hey, the Lakers are playing. Watch some LeBron. He's super excited.
I want to see him flop and then get in trouble for it. How hilarious.
He's the all-time leading scorer in basketball history. Reeves, huh? I wonder if that's Big Country's son. It's interesting.
Are you looking at the basketball player?
Yeah.
Mm.
The white kid that just scored.
Mm.
He's right there, straight across. There was a guy named something Reeves or whatever. They called him Big Country. He was pretty good. He played in college. He was good in college. I don't know if he was good in the pros.
Right. Robin says, it's telling me don't be
Whoa.
a lonely cunt and get catfished by joining this dating app. Wow, damn. That's pretty specific.
Take its advice.
Maybe you have a problem you don't know about yet. Maybe you're a lonely cunt.
AD. All day, baby.
All day.
It doesn't stand for that. It stands for Adrian or Davis. Anthony Davis. Oh, look at the ball. Jump up there and get it, LeBron. You can jump
Got stuck back there?
You can jump that high, can't you? He's like, no, but I can reach it with a stick. Kevin Garnett could have jumped up and got it.
Yeah. Loser face. Riley's like, yeah, Steve, that's right. Thanks for the confirmation. Pigal's like, these are the vids I waste my life away on. The one that you sent us in the link.
That's funny. Racing dating games. Are they racing?
Racy.
I know, like racing.
No, like dirty.
I know. It sounds funnier when I say it, though.
Take it.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Is this the Sidemen?
Pigal's like, also depressing.
Updating? So, like, you date prettier women than you're worth?
That's funny.
Wait, hold on. This is comedy. Oh, maybe it's not comedy. Well, she's got big boobs. But she looks like a normal girl.
Mm-hmm.
She's Polish. Now there's two dudes. Oh, God.
Pigal's like, maybe adjacent.
I wish I could tell you what to say. She goes, let's cut right to it. Are you a tits or an ass man? I feel like this is a trap.
Whereas like Wrestling Gap has a very welcoming vibe. Must be Travis. Yeah, is that it?
You want to give her a hug? Right? Like,
Well, I love boobs, but people is like, it's not your parents' Chuck Woolery game show.
something's big.
Because she's quite wealthy.
That'd be life if it wasn't done.
You can eat it. You want here? Do you have something to say, sir? What do you have to say for yourself?
What's your favorite cereal?
Oh, she's quite healthy, you meant.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I thought she was wealthy because she had boobs. I was like, what? Woo. I've got the health, too.
Uh-oh.
I just
I
try to
think he
hide
hurt
them
his
well.
ankle. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, he's in trouble.
Oh, my God. It's probably broken. He grabbed it like it was broken. What is that? What are you doing? Where are you going? What is that?
It's like my dad's in this window.
What are you looking at?
There's something down there.
Pickle's like,
Kill.
maybe so. Maybe so. Oh, he looks like he's fine. He's walking on it.
Yeah, he's playing. Good catch. Yeah. Just don't step on that red
So
dot.
he's like, no Cody Rhodes tonight? No.
Oh!
No Cody.
That looked like a Sister
Robbie
Abigail.
says, is that what you call it, Cola? She's quite healthy. That's usually what you call it.
Yeah, she looked like she had a nice heart.
It's very big.
Very, very perky heart.
Oh.
Probably not perky, but nice. Razor's Edge. Sammy, Damien. By the way, there's a match going on.
Yeah, it's happening.
Not just dating sites.
Oh no, Dominic came out to ruin everything.
Who's coming down? Oh,
So
Jay.
it says, tonight was the catering show.
Yeah, this is bad.
Hugo says, Robbie, we have our code words for body parts. That's right. Give him the old 1-2.
Jey Uso. Thrust kick. I watched that in a hockey game the other day.
Damn it.
A thrust kick
He
like
gave
that.
him the disqualification.
Oh, damn. Damien wins.
Yeah. Not
That's a
sure
beatdown.
why he was attacking. He should have just kept attacking the guys on the outside.
Is Cody gonna show up now?
He's gonna show up now. Rose like, oh, so she's not just big boned? No. She's healthy. She's got a perky heart.
She's about to get boned. Oh, it's Cody.
Not by that guy, though. He's an ass man. Well, there's Cody Rhodes, Sophie. So, yep, Cody Rhodes tonight. He came down. He's saying hi. He's still limping on his foot, you know.
Like Shorty the Pimp. Thrust kick. Or like a Claymore type kick.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody see the thrust kick in the hockey game? Where the guy died? Guy died this weekend.
Yeah, Ravi. It
In-
was in one of your English hockey team leagues.
Yeah. Dude just like jumped up and kicked him in the throat.
He was an American playing for one of your leagues, and one of the other team league guy.
Literally kicked him in the throat.
Yep, with a skate.
It's on my TikTok. So if you go to Wrestling Gab's TikTok, you can see it. I put it on there. You have to go through some privacy windows to get to it, but it's there.
Payback for last week's happening. P. Cole's like, wait, what? Yeah, his name was like Andrew Johnson or something like that. He passed away over the weekend, literally on the ice
Yeah, he
during the game.
got thrust kicked right in the throat. There's no way it was an accident.
Yeah.
It can't be an accident because of how he was positioned. Like I can't
No.
be standing here like this and then thrust my foot up towards your neck, falling.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way. I don't fall like that and fall forward.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, he kicked him like literally like an Uso.
Nope.
And if you can't find the video, it's on my TikTok. Or Wrestling Gab's TikTok, mine, but Wrestling Gab's TikTok.
Wrestling Gab TikTok.
Sack. Well, the Raiders are going to lose this one.
Yeah, they are.
Detroit.
Rob is like, nobody cares for no hockey in the UK. Whatever, there's a lot of fans there.
Yeah. There are a lot of fans left flowers and stuff.
Oh! Excuse me, sorry guys.
And you can tell, like, in that video, if you watch it, the guy that did it, he skates away and, like, is trying to kind of almost hide because he knows he did it on purpose. But I don't think he meant to kill him. You know what I mean? Like, but obviously he had some sort of problem with the guy. Mm-hmm. And I don't know the history or whatever. Like a hit or what. But you would think he wasn't trying to murder him, but they died. And you could tell that he didn't care because he went out and was like just watching from the side where all of his teammates went to the guy and tried to get medical out on the ice. Mm-hmm. Because, I mean, it was just coming out.
Yeah, the guy got up to skate towards his side, and then he collapsed before he got there. It was terrible. Pickle's like, so has the guy been prosecuted for murder? It's in the UK. People,
I don't know anything
they
about
don't
the
do
UK.
that there.
He didn't have
They
a
just
gun,
let
so
people
they don't
kill
care.
people for no reason.
Unless they bring a gun on a plane or whatever, then they care.
Then they have a problem. But otherwise, they don't give a shit. They could go over there and hurt people. They don't care. Yeah? You gonna be good? Yeah?
I don't know the history of the guy, though, but obviously, I mean, they had something happened either in the game or in their personal life.
Yeah.
Because you don't just try to kill somebody because...
And I don't know what the other team was. I know that the guy that passed away was on a UK team. He was from America.
Yeah.
On a UK team.
Well, it was in UK League. I
Yeah,
don't know
the
either
UK League.
names.
And I don't know what the name of the other side, the red team was. But Pico says, "Oh God, that's a terrible way to go." Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's up and he was aware.
Dude, there's a lot. So it is actually pretty graphic. So if you have any kind of PTSD for that stuff, trigger warning. Don't watch it. Like seriously, Pickle, if you have any kind of PTSD for that, don't watch it. Anyways, so that's the end, guys. There was a disqualification because Jay came out to help Sammy, and then he got involved, and kicked a whole bunch of people, and then there was a disqualification, so Sammy technically lost that match. And then, of course, Cody Rhodes came down, beat up Damian, and then they talked to each other, blah, 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 and so on and so forth, and, reestablished their fight they're going to have, and all that good stuff. So that was the go-home show for the Crown Jewel pay-per-view happening on Saturday, everybody. Thanks for watching Raw tonight with us. Really appreciate it. We'll be back again on Wednesday for AEW Dynamite.
And thanks for watching Wrestling Gab. Bye-bye.